What's going on, everybody? How the heck are y'all? We will get started in just a minute. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. If you're catching this on the playback, please leave a comment, and we are about to get rocking. Give us just a sec, and we will be back to start.
It's coming! It's coming! I knew it! It's coming! I knew it!
Treyarch and them would have been gone, and
Oh no, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like all of
What's
Xbox have been
going
shut
on,
down.
guys? Man, we
Hi.
have a fantastic stinking show. Guys, right now on the screen, you will see the sleeve monkeys on there. Thank you to each and every one of you. If y'all want to become a member of the channel yourself, you can hit the join button down below, or you can just subscribe, and we have some generous people from time to time that'll drop in, and you might catch a gifted. So give that a check, hit that like button. Yeah, do all the things, and let's get into some of the darn topics for tonight. Holy crap on a stick. We have a ton of stuff to talk about. Everything is coming. It's all coming. Every single
It's coming!
bit of it.
I knew it.
Every single bit. You got to tell me if y'all
It's
can hear that
coming!
clip or not.
I knew it!
So you got to let me know. But everything is coming. It's all coming. And it's all coming very quickly. Pause. It happens. It's going to completely destroy the console, but it's going to save Xbox, and we're going to talk about that a little later. Let me get this off the screen. Bear with me. So yes, we have awesome guests tonight. You know, typically I would go through all the topics for the night and all of that, but I want to try a little different tonight. So with that, we are going to get to the guest, Cosmic Hero 270. You are first up in the turn order, and I actually think it's alphabetical now that I'm looking at it.
It
Cosmic, how are you?
it is. It is. Oh, you put me on the spot here.
Yeah.
Where are my cue cards?
He was like Thrifty was supposed to waffle on for the next 20 minutes. What's going on?
usually, like, okay, I'm a little discombobulated here. Hold on. No. Oh, here we go. I'm good. I'm doing great. Got a lot of interesting topics here tonight. Cannot wait to discuss. I've got a lot to say about this. I may sound like a broken record because it might be some similar talking points of what you and Jez and Frogs were talking about on Monday's show, but I have a lot of my own takes about it. I can't wait to get into it. But it's coming. It's coming. All of it is.
Oh man. Yeah, I'm
It's coming!
yeah, that right
I
there.
knew it!
Did you ever get the soundbite?
I did. It's been playing
Yeah, we
actually.
can't hear it.
Oh, you
We
can't
can't
hear
hear.
it?
No, we can't hear
All right,
anything.
hang on. Let me see if you can hear it now. Give me just a second. Let me see if you can hear it.
It's coming. I knew it.
There you go.
There you go. All right.
Yeah. There it is.
The Lunchy Sky, what is up, dude? The whole freaking slate. Lunchy Sky, you're another one I need to get on the show. Speaking of other guests that are on the show, it just, Josh was gracious enough last week to just subtly drop that he was off, and so when he's off, he's on the show. That's how this works. We have a contract written up and everything. It's
Yep.
actually part of the whole new
Binding.
tariff system. It's the trade
Right.
agreements between Australia and America going on right now. That's what this is. And
Yeah, it's
so
Current
diplomacy.
events.
diplomacy at its finest. Oh, Josh, what are you playing right now, man? What game are you trying to platinum currently?
Playing right now. I just wrapped up Rise of the Ronin earlier in the week and got the platinum. That game's really good. Like,
Good
I
one.
think people slept on that game. It's not perfect. Like, that's I think the whole thing. Like, it's. I would put it on my game of the year list for last year. I reckon. Yeah, and then after that, as I've talked about in the Discord, that I would do is that I started Returnal again. It didn't click with me first. I've played about 3 hours. It's not clicking with me yet, but I'm giving it, hopefully, to the second boss. That's my goal. If it's not clicking with me then I think I'm going to be done with it. And then I'm also
Returnal?
playing, Returnal.
Okay.
And then I'm also playing Sly 3, just for the platinum,
Ooh.
because I can. And I'm like, I think 5 or 6 hours into that. But I started that like last year. I've been going on and off since it came to PS Plus.
I like that because I can.
Yeah.
That's great. So, I actually started Final Fantasy VI last night.
Hell yeah, you did.
Uh,
I saw Josh's response to your tweet.
I did. So, truth be told, I beat 1, I think, this year. I tried to start 2, and the
You mean
level up
last
system
year?
or last year, yeah. And the level up system in 2 is god awful for my brain.
Oh my god, you're so wrong.
And so, well,
I love the level up
listen,
system too.
it feels awful.
Uh-oh.
Like I don't know what I'm
Uh-oh.
doing. I don't know how it works, and I don't want to find a guide for it.
Yes,
And
that's
so-
how it starts.
That's how it starts. Exactly. It's annoying.
Josh is like, you're supposed to suffer.
And so I keep hearing everybody talk about how number 6 is the best. Number 6 is on
Yes.
people's top list. It's always 7,
Yeah.
Yep.
10, or 6. And so like it kind of depends
Tactics.
on, or well, I'm talking about mainline entries.
Sure.
And so I started it. I didn't get very far. The girl just got knocked out, and literally just played the first like 15, 20 minutes. Uh, they mentioned the collar around her head, and that was letting them control her, and then
Yep.
they disappeared, and she wakes up like everybody does, not remembering shit, and needing to figure out kind of what she's doing and what happened.
Well, just because you mentioned it, while I'm thinking of it, do they do that amnesia storyline so you can rename people all the time?
Dude, I have no freaking idea.
Maybe?
I think that's what the logic behind that is. Is like, we don't know the name, so you get to make up a name.
We don't know.
Hmm.
I
Just an observation.
I have no idea, but it's rather funny. It's funny enough. This is one of the things I hate about video games, and it's actually what pissed me off so much with the ending of Final Fantasy 16 was that the ending felt predictable. It would have been more astonishing. Spoiler alert! Just
Oh, yeah.
if you hadn't played 16 yet, I'm about to spoil the shit out of the ending, so you might want to close your ears or pause it for about the next 60 seconds. So it really was bothersome that, spoiler alert one more time, that they killed him off, because everything leading up to that point, it's like, oh, okay, yep, he's just gonna die. He's just gonna die. This is really dumb. I've been playing with this dude the entire game, and now he's dead. Ye freaking hot. We did it again. The hero sacrificed. I was so pissed off. I was like, because that's always the story. The hero always has to sacrifice for the greater good of, like, that's not original anymore. Anyways, it just, things like that frustrate me. little
I
like
think that's more an Asian storytelling trope more than anything.
Yeah.
That's what
Asian.
happens in JRPGs. So it's just a trope.
And funny enough, I play a lot of those.
I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying I think it's a trope, and that's fine.
Oh, it is, and it just like the Amnesia. There used to be a grid, like a choose your own adventure. Like, hey, if you start here, did this happen? If yes,
Yeah.
continue over to here, and then it would like
Yeah.
point you to which game you were talking about. Did you wake up with amnesia? Do you know exactly who you are? Did you have a talking pet? Like all of it. It was really funny. Uh, okay, so we do have some amazing, amazing topics tonight. Let's go ahead and pull those up real quick so everybody gets a chance to look at them. And nope, that's the It's Coming clip. Hang on. Let me get this pulled up for you real quick, guys. Oh, also next week we will have some background noise. What is up, J1? Michael Meridian, how the heck are you? Outsider Gaming Night. Whoa, I didn't even welcome everybody. Holy crap. All I did was welcome the guests. Let me get the other ones in here. Why is it doing that? That is not what it's supposed to be. Let's try that one more time. There we go. That's better, I think. Yay, there it is. Okay. So, yeah, let's welcome the folks in here. We got Hero Down Under, Josh, he's on the panel, doesn't count. Cosmic Hero,
Oh.
also, I'm just kidding.
Damn.
Michael
Harsh.
Moo, what's up, dude? You guys are here before Thrifty, no shit, right? Hero Down Under, already got you. Josh, Wara, Lunchi, Mohammed, Outsider Gaming Night, and Jay one Goku 1973. Dude, you're slipping, bro. Like you're always the first one in the chat. I don't know what's going on. I feel are you okay? I'm just checking on you. So yes, guys, we have a freaking amazing show. Forza Horizon 5 is coming to PS5, and there are some who are having a really hard time dealing with this, so they're dipping into their delusions. One of them is Viraj Bachnagar,
What?
Game Rant, and if I said the
Huh?
last name wrong, forgive me. It's Bhatnagar, Botnagar.
Yeah, I wouldn't do any better than that.
Like listen. At least I
I
tried.
guess
I wasn't making fun of the guy's name. It literally, I was saying it phonetically. And then we have another rumor of, well, Starfield could be coming and could get announced as early as next week. Which, 2 weeks ago I would have said you're freaking crazy. That's not going to happen. But we
Ugh.
we're kind of moving at a breakneck pace here because
Yeah.
they need money. They need money and they are
Beef.
freaking desperate.
Microsoft has gone ludicrous speed.
We're
Yeah.
going ludicrous speed.
Go!
Oh, and then we had a rumor that popped up over the weekend that was picked up on a little bit by PlayStation Lifestyle, and we're going to cover that. It's about Sony. It's about PlayStation kind of moving away from PC and kind of see if there's any merit to that and kind of what the panel thinks. Also, guys, at any point, if you want to chime in on any of this, leave a comment down here. Best way, we monitor the comments, or at least I do, and we always try to interact with folks. Guaranteed way to get that thing seen is by doing a super chat. I always 100% read those. And so, yeah, if you want to interact
You are
that
not
way,
expected
you can.
to super chat.
Yeah, you're not expected to.
No.
I'm still going to interact with the chat regardless.
Yeah.
Probably to my detriment, but, whatever. I don't care. I just don't. And Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 sells over 1 million freaking copies in a day. Like, we're gonna read this article by Olivia Brandt over at Newsweek because the way she breaks it down is really well, because she gives a competitive compare almost to the first game, and it's absolutely stunning. So folks who are saying that this game failed can go suck on a dead dog's nose. Also,
They clearly can't read.
That's very specific.
well, that comes from a movie. 90% of my funny quotes
okay.
come from a movie. Bonus points to whoever in the chat can name that movie. I can't tell you who he said it to because that would definitely give it away. But go suck on a dead dog's nose. Where did that come from? Also, if you're over
Probably wouldn't
30,
know.
you probably have. If you're under 30, you probably have no idea.
That would include me.
I'm over 30 and I have no fucking idea.
Do you not? What was the quote? Go suck on a dead dog's nose. And I'll say it was I think, mid-food fight, if I'm not mistaken, in the movie. Anyways, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is off to a strong start on PC, and
Oh, really?
I could have picked the article from Jez Corden, but I felt like that was a bit too on the nose, so I went with another one from Game Rant.
Was that a dead dog's nose?
Game Rant. Oh, I'm not surprised. Game Rant.
Oh, Warawana! Holy yes! Rufio!
Wait.
Rufio! Oh! No, the movie Hook. It's when Peter Pan and Hook are having their food fight.
Yes.
And he grabs the spoon.
I haven't thought about it in a long time.
And swirls it around and goes, "Hey, Rufio, why don't you go suck on a dead dog's nose?" And then flicks the thing at him, and that's when it turns into actual pie, and he starts believing he's Peter. Anyways, gosh, we're never going to get anything accomplished tonight.
No. It's the usual.
Movies aside.
It's the usual. I think that's honestly why I can't be on other shows as much. It's just because I take us down so many freaking rabbit trails. And then, guys, to top it all off, we have some of the worst coping going on for Assassin's Creed Shadows I have ever seen. And
oh, God.
They're comparing blades of grass
It's
in
bamboo.
Bamboo between Ghost of Tsushima and Assassin's Creed Shadows 2025 to 2018 or 2020, depending on which way you want to go with it. But like, holy crap. Credit to Josh and Falky for having an exchange on here and blowing up my Twitter and letting me know this was going on. Also, credit to Jez for finding it in the first place. Because this is hilarious. Like, we can't make this crap up. Look at it. It's right there. It's literally right here. Right there.
Yeah.
Right there. Oh, no. The bamboo looks better. In a
Oh,
9-year newer
devastating.
game. No shit. 5-year. Whatever. So, we're going to be discussing that as well, because that's funny. And whatever else we want to discuss tonight. First, though, I want to get into a topic that has nothing to do with any kind of console war bullcrap. It's actually a topic that I kind of bounced off of Creative Kofi, and so not with double A and single A studios, because I think this question falls apart when you get out of the major AAA developer space. But do you guys think, and do you guys in the comments, this is a good question for y'all too. Do y'all think that these big, massive companies have... Let me rephrase that. Do you think that ultra-realistic and ultra-impressive graphics and color palettes and the graphical capabilities of the PS5, the PS5 Pro, and even, yes, the Series X to some degree, do you think that ability to push graphical limitations have made AAA developers lazy in other areas of game development?
No.
I don't really think so.
Okay.
It's different things. Like, one's an art team and then one's game design. They're two different things.
Well, now, I asked that because we get games that look gorgeous. You know, Godfall, great example.
Sure.
PS5 launch. Absolutely stunning game. Gorgeous. But the thing plays like a turd. It is awful.
What's the easiest thing to market? Graphics.
Right, graphics. Yeah.
That's my point. So
So
if this
they
game
pour
looks
money
good, you're
into
gonna get
graphics.
sales.
Yeah, but they pour more money into graphics than they do other aspects. And that's neither good nor bad. That's just how it is.
So a game like Hellblade 2. Also,
Well,
visually
that's
impressive.
Yeah, it's visually impressive, but
that's all they worked on.
yeah.
Right. Okay.
That's not a shot at the devs, but that's just being honest. Like, the game looks great. It looks good, but that's the only compelling thing about Hellblade 2.
Okay. Concord. Looked fantastic. Looked
And it played
great.
good, from what I hear.
It was incredible.
Well, that's the thing. Like the
Everything.
mechanics I saw in Concord seemed solid. Like nothing seemed wrong with the mechanics.
Yeah, they had a solid foundation for a shooter.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe it was just me, but it
I,
feels
I,
like.
I didn't play Concord. I'll be clear. I did not play Concord.
Oh,
I watched Jez's stream, and the idea behind it seemed solid. And everyone who's played it, who I know, says the game played well. It just has character issues, which was the bigger problem.
The execution was not
Yeah.
handled well.
Yeah, but the gameplay itself was solid.
okay. Well, that was. I I've been having this thought with games coming out it's been a common recurring theme where games come out from these AA studios that look like PS4 PS3 titles and people fall in love with them. They think they're amazing, right? Like Helldivers 2 isn't a graphical powerhouse, but it's freaking amazing, right? Same thing with Space Marine 2, not a graphical powerhouse. And what are the things about those games that people love so much? Well, it takes us back to a simpler time, to a time where it was just about the combat, just about the gaming. And then you look at something like Hellblade 2. You look at something like a Godfall that released. You look at something like, heck, even Marvel Avengers that was absolutely gorgeous in presentation. I loved all
The
the
Order
effects in that game.
1886 is another one. It looks really good, but there's not a ton there.
Right. That's my thing. Like it seemed the further we got into this graphical push, the less and less we got substance in other areas. And then
Maybe, but as I said, like
Yeah.
you can market on graphics, so it's easier to market something you can see than to be like, this plays really well. That's really hard to market.
Yeah, we
So-
don't really have a space for people to go to anymore to like
Yeah,
try games. Like E3's
That's why-
not a thing anymore, so
That's
it's kind of hard to do that.
that's
you
why
know.
VR is also so hard to market because you can't
Yeah.
show it.
right, they don't have booths in the mall like they used to, where you can just
No.
go to
Yeah,
the mall.
So
and
being
try
like,
it
this
out.
is a crazy complex game is hard to sell. But saying this is pretty as get out is incredibly easy.
Yeah, that's listen.
Like-
As somebody who bought Godfall, I agree.
Mhm.
That was-
Good
I played it
example
on
is
PS
like
Plus.
good example is like even Nintendo. Like if you go to like electronic stores, they don't even have a booth anymore. Like they just show a screen with games running on it.
Yeah.
well, no, like you can even go to like I remember back in the day, you go to Target and you could play the things on their displays.
Yeah.
And even with heck, if I remember right, one of my Targets, or was it GameStop? They had a full-on like PSVR 1 like station where you could go, and then what happened was COVID and
Yes.
the germs and everything, and people being
what
afraid
killed
of
it.
putting the mask on their face after somebody else just had it. Like all of that stuff got shut down. You can't touch
Yeah.
anything now.
One of the EBs here in Melbourne had like their top floor was all just Nintendo stuff, and you could go and play games. They had all the old consoles there and all that sort of stuff. It was crazy. But
that's
that
really
got
cool.
shut down during COVID as well.
That's really cool. Hey, what's up, not your mother? Josh, such a weird thing to say. The engine is older when the Batman
Yeah,
game
yeah.
looks
It's
so good.
I've got back to him already.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Marvel's Rival is proof that the industry isn't oversaturated with PvP games. No, it's just PvP games that nobody gives a shit about. Like, it's also something else to let's not. I'm not saying you are being disingenuous, but let's not compare one title that didn't have Marvel superheroes in it to another title that does have Marvel superheroes in it. Like that's a little unfair.
What I'm thinking of it on this topic, you said that like they've been putting more time into graphics than gameplay. I would also say that Sony's trying to address that with the PSSR and their upscaling technology, and so they're trying to get AI to handle the back end of a lot of that sort of stuff, so that devs don't have to focus on that, and they can focus on other things.
It did make me really happy. This sounds weird. It made me really happy when I found out that Ghost of Yotai isn't going to be this graphical freaking powerhouse. Like,
Who says it's not?
Well, they
I think
did.
we've seen enough to say that.
No. They did in their developer thing. They said they're focusing more on things like draw distance and the cinematic presentation of it, as opposed to how each individual blade of grass looks. Like,
Yeah, I don't know why you would focus on that. I don't know why you'd focus on what blade of grass does. That seems like a waste of energy.
It's a blade of grass you'll pass 5 seconds.
Yeah,
right.
That seems like a waste of energy.
And so they're focused on that long... Well, I mean, now, we say that, but Horizon Forbidden West and Horizon Zero Dawn, like, focused on the peach fuzz on Aloy's face.
Sure.
So, like...
I'm guessing that a lot of that grass stuff was done in Tsushima because the wind is such a big mechanic to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing a lot of the grass is the exact same as it was in Tsushima.
God, I can't wait to go back. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to go back into that area of historically accurate fucking Japan. Anyway.
Well, it's North Japan. It's in Mount Yotai, so.
Yep.
Yeah, it's in Hokkaido.
Yeah, it's not in Japan, is it?
No,
it's in Japan now. At the time, it was not considered part of Japan. It's the island above Japan that is Japan now.
Gotcha.
But it's in Hokkaido, which was not part of Japan at the time.
Nice. See, this is why I need y'all on here. This is, guys, this is the secret to anything. Get smart people around you. That's the secret to success. Like, literally,
if you want to get smart, go and read everything.
Yes.
Reading is not that hard.
A lot of people can't.
I have an 11-year-old that would disagree with you. Yeah. Anyways, I love my kid. He's he does not like doing anything that does not involve Minecraft, and so pray for me. It's okay. So let's dive in. Where do we want to start? Good Lord. Let's start with Kingdom Come Deliverance. I feel like that's a good place to kick this off because I'm not playing the game. It's not a game for me. I am super stoked, though, when a studio just does what the heck they want passionately, and it succeeds enough to get a sequel. And then the sequel, because now they have more money and more time, the sequel comes out, and it just hits the ground running. It's not a backstep. It's not a miscue. It's none of that. They did what they said they were going to do. The game works. It's functional. I don't hear people on here griping about it. So...
Apparently, technically it's amazing compared to the first one, because the first one was a shit show. For technical performance, the first one was apparently terrible at launch.
Yeah, it wasn't very good.
That's the only thing I knew about the first one.
Yeah,
I didn't even know it was first person until, like, it started gaining traction about, I don't know, I want to say 2 years, 3 years after it released. It's, like, got more patches and... started gaining just like a bit of traction, if I'm not mistaken. And
I don't think I've heard about this game getting traction until like they announced the sequel.
Yeah,
then people
pretty much.
Yeah, cool. It was cool, and yeah, like I'm like, yeah, it seemed fine.
Well, I think it went on like a deep sale at one point, and like
probably
at that's when my buddy bought it, and maybe it's just because he wouldn't shut the hell up about it, but it felt like it was always around and always in my face. So let's read this though. Does she make me pay to keep reading? No, she does not. Cool. Okay, so the follow-up to Kingdom Come Deliverance eclipsed its predecessor's launch stats on PC with ease, racking up a concurrent user peak of 159,351 during its first day, according to SteamDB. For reference, Indiana Jones didn't break 75K. The original game reached a peak of 96,069 CCU on its first day on the market and needed 2 weeks to cross 1 million sales. So Warhorse is looking at some strong growth. The RPG is the first debut title of 2025 to surpass a 6-digit CCU during its release day and is currently sitting among Steam's top 10 most played games. That's fantastic.
Correct.
That is almost a 2/3 increase.
Yep.
This
I would also say is very much a PC game.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is directed at PC players more than console players, and that's fine. That's just what it is.
It's fine.
It's a PC game made for PC gamers.
Yeah.
It is, and so let me ask y'all: are y'all playing this at all?
No.
Okay.
It's not for me. I didn't play the first one. I have no interest in the second.
I'm gonna second there with Josh. I have no interest in this. You know, I love fantasy RPGs, but this one does not catch my interest at all.
I love ones that
I'm
have faster
not a fan
combat.
of Elder Scrolls, and it looks like Elder Scrolls to me. I know it's not, but I get Elder Scrolls vibes, and I'm not interested. And sim games bug me.
I guess that means you're not playing Avowed then, Josh?
Nope.
So that was actually what my buddy loved about it. He said it felt like Skyrim medieval.
Yeah.
He said that's exactly because he has hundreds of hours in Skyrim. It's actually quite gross. But like he's does a lot in that game. I don't think he's ever actually beaten it. Now that I'm
I know
thinking
plenty of
about
people
it,
who haven't beaten it and have done tons of stuff in it.
There are people who there's like a second world life to them.
yeah, I don't think he ever beat it. But anyways, I'll have to call him tomorrow and ask him, hey, did you ever beat Skyrim? Like, he'll probably say no.
2011?
Yeah, he'll probably say no. He just started a new character. Because that's what it always is. Oh man, I started a new character and now I blah. I'm like, okay, cool.
I'm not a warrior. I'm a mage now.
I'm a mage. I go to the school of Bard or whatever. I don't know. I made it past the first little city where you have to go pick your school, and I said, "Fuck it." That game does not interest me.
I've put probably 100 hours into Skyrim, and the difference is I played it on PS3. I got to the point where, like, if you jump in a water higher than your waist, the game would just lock up and freeze, and I was stuck in the north near all the fucking ice shit.
Oh, so yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
Jeez.
So I was fucked. So I stopped playing.
Yeah, go ahead.
I played and beaten Skyrim like 3 times, so I love Skyrim. Like I love Elder Scrolls. I actually enjoy it more than Fallout, but that's just me.
Hey, listen, man. There is a game for everybody. Once again, Cat Quest has gotten 3 freaking titles.
Cat Quest is really good. I would recommend you play Cat Quest.
I was gonna say
I have. I played Cat Quest 2.
That game.
I played Cat Quest 2. It's actually funny enough. You think the combat's stupid as shit until you get your ass kicked.
Yeah.
Repeatedly, and you don't.
1 and 2 are on PS Plus. Go play them.
Yeah.
They're really fun.
People think, oh, it's just a cute little game with a cat, and you get your butt kicked, and you're like, oh.
Until you're in a dungeon
okay.
and you have 3 things shooting at you at different timings, and you have to figure out how to dodge them and hit them at the same time while keeping your second person alive in Cat Quest 2. No. That game is the real Trojan horse. You get it thinking it's going to be a breeze to play. It's going to be cool, cute, it's fine, no big deal, and it turns out it kicks your ass around every corner. And the little level things outside of each little like cave or dungeon you get to go into, if you don't pay attention to those, you get wrecked. It's a fact.
I'm like, I have the platinum in both of them. They're not. I wouldn't say they're like brutally hard, but they're harder than you expect them to be.
That's what I mean. Like, it's a expectation versus reality thing. Like, they're not harder than Stellar Blade, but holy crap, they're a lot harder than a game with 2 cats as your lead. Like,
I would also say play it with your kids. You can play the second one with 2 people. I'd say play with your kids. That's what I did. It's good.
It really is. Chris Coleman, Sucker Punch saying they are not focusing on graphics when the PS5 version looks amazing isn't saying much. PS has a minimum standard for graphics, and I respect that. PS games don't lack gameplay to me. No, they do not, which is... This is something that we have mentioned on the show several times. When we talk about developers, we kind of mean... It's a shorthanded way of saying all developers but PlayStation Studios. Like, I can't, every single time I can't just say, when we're these big developers and these big studios, everybody but Sony's owned studios, because that just gets cumbersome. So, yes, very much aware that the graphical capabilities mixed with gameplay and writing are all top notch at most PS studios. And so, yeah, that's... Anyways, back to Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Congrats to Deep Silver and for Warhorse. They have a smashing hit on their hands, and I love to see it. They are still passionate about their IP. They're still passionate about the game, and you can tell that with all the interviews that they've done and with the reception of the game. Guys, they did a great, great product. So, super happy about that. It's nice to see. I hope that everybody's... Listen, there's 300 million gamers out there. Realistically.
What the hell are you talking about? There's way more than that.
Sure.
There's 3 billion. There's 3 billion. 3 billion according to Phil Spencer.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Need to touch them all. Thrifty.
I bet
gotta get them all.
So a million is nothing. Gross. Do better. Put it together.
It's nothing. Y'all couldn't even let me get. I was trying to be good. I was trying to be like, realistic and just give more of a news style take. Nope, nope,
Correct.
can't get there from here.
No, no,
Not today.
Not
we won't.
today.
We won't allow you, Thrifty. No.
So basically, there's all I was gonna say is there's usually a game for everybody, and if your game is good and you developed it with passion, you're going to get the sales and you're going to have a success on your hand. And like, look at the game Stray. I know I'm kind of picking on cat games right now, but like, that game sold well. It did well. It had a good market. The game didn't come out glitchy as hell at launch. It ran fine. It told a good story and it looked great. Like, they did everything they were supposed to.
Do you you guys want to hear a funny story about that game?
Sure.
I heard that the game almost got canceled because they couldn't get the cat to do what they wanted the cat to do.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Oh, the actual cat, like the actual
cat.
The cat they mocapped, yeah.
Yeah, they couldn't get the cat to stay still. He would wander off and do random things, and they were like, "Oh, we can't get this cat to stay still."
I mean, in all fairness, have you ever tried to get a cat to stay still?
There's a reason there's a saying about herding cats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know which one's worse, herding toddlers or herding cats. It's kind of the same, to be honest.
Yeah.
If you've ever had a toddler, you know. All right.
Yes.
So give me just a second. I think YouTube blipped on me, so bear with me just a second.
Sure. Whenever you're ready.
Okay. Good. We're still here. Everything froze again on the on my OBS, but now it's caught back up. Cool. All right, so let's go ahead and continue on, guys. So shout out to that studio. They did a wonderful job. Let's go ahead. These two are going to kind of tie into each other. First off, let's start with this was a panel requested topic. So surprisingly, independently of talking to each other, they both addressed this topic and both mentioned wanting to have it on tonight. So I'm interested to hear their thoughts on it. And really, it's about an IP that I love. Great that it's on PC. Don't give a shit. I've already beat the game. But, like, I'm happy to see this. I read this article. It looks great. It's from Game Rant. It says Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is off to a strong start on PC. The TLDR, it achieved 3 times the as many concurrent player as Final Fantasy VII Remake during its first weekend. PC version of the RPG is currently one of the best-selling games on Steam. The 30% early adopter discount available until February 5th likely helped Final Fantasy VII Rebirth build solid early momentum on PC. And he goes into some of the SteamDB stuff. Integrate only peaked at 13,803, while this one peaked at 40,564. If you count the amount of people who stole it and pirated it, you're probably up to 300,000 at that point, with those 40,000 people included. But yeah,
this article is from January 29th, if I remember right. I was looking at this earlier, which I think the time when this came out is very important.
Yes, it's from the 26th.
To the numbers that they give. So yeah, 26. The time that I think this come out is very important because they're missing some data. Because I went and looked at what they think the estimates are now.
Well, do tell.
And they think the estimates are like 300. I got it written down. Hold on. Because I did some math on this to figure this out.
For the amount of pirates?
No. For the average, and I did the same process they did to get their average amount of sales that it's had on PC, would be 448,000. 448,000 and 5,000. So 4485000. Okay. Okay. So they tell me that's fantastic. I find that hard to believe.
Yep,
because
I agree.
I think this is incredibly overstated. And PC is great. Putting games on PC is fine, cool. But people act like it's the second fucking coming of Jesus. It's not. It's not going to save games that have underperformed if they underperform there. But especially, like, and my problem with this is because it's on sale, right? Because people are like, oh, it has all this stuff. It earned all this money. If you did not have this game on sale, it would have earned 20,700,700. That's how much money it earned for Square, which is fuck all. Because this game apparently cost 300 million, right? Because of the sale.
What?
Apparently, this game. There's no official price, but some people say 300,000, some people say 200,000. It's never been announced.
You mean
But
million, right?
sorry, million, yeah, 200 million.
Holy
Sorry, I'm losing my
shit.
mind. Because of the sale, it's only made $12,558,000.
Mm-hmm.
So they've lost $6 million because it's on sale. Now, does that say that if you have less, that if your game is cheaper, you'll get more users? Maybe. That's good. Maybe not.
Mm-hmm.
That's the takeaway I get, is if your game is cheaper, you'll have more people buy it. But then you need more sales to make up the money. Right?
Yeah, I mean,
But then Sorry, go.
no, that makes sense, but I'm going to push back just a little bit because
Sure.
I, and I'm going to spitball here because once again, this was kind of y'all's topic. Final
Mm-hmm.
Fantasy VII Rebirth sold what, 3.5, 3.7?
3.5, yeah.
3.5. Okay, so they made well, in total revenue of sale, they made $315 million off of PlayStation. Okay, if we just take the 3.5 million number.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they already broke even. Now they just made an additional $12 million for something that probably didn't take nearly $12 million to put over there.
Okay. Now, because that's the next part of this thing. Is
And I'm being devil's advocate a little bit, trying to...
No, that's fine. I get it. That's fine. Okay, because you're right, and that is how it works. Because yes, this is a port. It means nothing, and this is going to come into another thing I have issue with people talking online who don't know what the fuck they're talking about and just running their mouth about exclusivity.
Mm-hmm.
This game being a port means it's much cheaper to do, which is great, right? If we look at the PlayStation numbers for this, though, then we have no official numbers. Square has never said officially what this has done, but using player data and that, it's supposedly around 2 million as of April 12th last year, which is about a month and a bit after it came out, because it came out February 29th. It was never on sale there. Because it's never on sale, and it had 2 million sales, then it made $98 million. But PC is the one that's doing great. Only if PC... The only way PC does great is if you only include the fact that it's a port. Because we don't know how much money Sony gave them. Sony could have given them $100 million. I mean, make it exclusive, 100 million, and then the game only theoretically costs $100 million to them if it's 200 million.
Yeah.
Which means, yes, as of April, it would have been almost break even.
And that's April of last year.
Yeah.
Right. That's kind of my point. Yes, I agree with what you're saying. PC is definitely not the end-all, be-all, or the savior of the industry. If PC was such an amazing avenue to play games, then as we've seen, and this is not touting the PlayStation, but as we've seen with the PS5 and the PS5 Pro and what it's done to the Xbox console, if PC is the premier spot to play video games, then PlayStation and Nintendo and Xbox would all be significantly, how do I say this? Significantly lower on the totem pole. They wouldn't be, developers wouldn't be building for the PS5. They would be building specifically for the PC. And I understand that some do.
Yeah.
I understand. I feel like War is just typing right now. I
He
feel
is.
like some do just build for the PC first. But a lot of your heavy-hitting games are building for the PlayStation first. And so I fully agree that it's not the end-all, be-all. It's not the savior of the industry. And I do also agree that people overinflate the importance of PC ports on both ends. Because
Sure.
I sit there and I go, why in the heck are you going to spend money wasting time porting Spider-Man 2 over when it's only going to sell 200,000 copies? People are going to pirate it 350,000 times. You could have got an extra $500,000 in sales, sure, but now you're not. Why do that? And the thing that I don't know, and the thing that I've never known and none of us have, is how much it costs for them to port these games over. We don't know that. And until we get those numbers, it's really hard to say, hey, this is a failure or this is a success.
Agreed.
The problem comes in is when people look at it and go, oh, it's on the Steam charts. It's on the Steam charts. You see that? PC's better than PlayStation. PC's better than Xbox. PC's saving the gaming industry. PC's going to change Square Enix. This is why they need to bring their games day one.
As I said, because of this data with Final Fantasy, Jason Schreier said exclusives will be obsolete, which is flat out incorrect in my opinion. If not, like the only reason, and people bring up this stupid exclusivity thing all the time. Exclusivity will change. Exclusivity will go differently, only because Microsoft does not have them anymore.
Yep. Exactly.
Phil says there'll be less exclusives. Yes, because you're not doing them. So
yeah, they're the only ones not doing exclusivity. So now everyone thinks, oh, well, that means PlayStation and Nintendo will no longer have exclusives, and I'm like, no, that's not how that works.
Exactly. But that's like Nintendo will still do exclusivity for some Square games. They'll still do it for Platinum games. Maybe Japanese companies will only do exclusives because the Western games are becoming too expensive to make. That could be what they mean, but there's a lot more nuance to that than they're obsolete.
So listen to this circle jerk that goes on, okay? So Jason Schreier on Blue Sky said 2 takeaways here. 1, Steam has become a bright spot for many game makers as console sales have flattened. 2, console exclusives will become obsolete soon, especially for third-party publishers, in response to Matt Piscatella saying that Final Fantasy VII Rebirth had a fantastic Steam launch across physical and tracked digital. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth was the best-selling game of the week, ending January 25th in the U.S. market number or money in sales.
He's correct.
Yes.
I will also add that Indiana Jones was also the best-selling game of the week.
And then it came and went.
Then it was not in the top 10 for the month.
Oh, by the way, it's already out of the top everything according to SteamDB.
Yeah, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is gone out of the top everything.
Yep, in every metric, new game, bestseller,
everything. Gone.
I have no problem with that. That to me is fine. Like I'm like cool, whatever. Like, but saying it's the best-selling game of the week. It also was the best-selling game in Japan of March last year. Like for PlayStation. Like there's the same nonsense.
Yeah. The data shows that Final Fantasy VII Rebirth for the entirety of 2024 was the #1 best-selling game on the PlayStation 5 store in Japan, and it was in the top 15 for the United States.
Yeah.
So this whole Steam, like, look, I may come off as anti-PC, and I don't really care. Like, if you play on PC, that it is what it is. But when people tell me, like, oh, it'll sell better, it should be everywhere, exclusives don't matter, look at all this data, look at everyone being happy and circle jerking all this stupid bull crap, and then we get the hardcore actual numbers, and you tell me that the game was stolen 224,000 times, and only 20,000 people actually spent their hard-earned money on this game. I can't really take the side of PC. It's the same with Final Fantasy 16. It's the same with, Spider-Man 2. It's the same thing with God of War. It's the same, like, I'm not blaming Steam players or PC gamers, but there is a severe lack of reality versus Twitter. Like,
so, speaking of reality versus Twitter, did y'all read the rest of this thread?
Oh my god, I did. I was like, Jez Corden and all these other people are just making bullshit up as they always do.
Destin.
Like, I don't...
Okay, so
we'll come back to like Jez.
Yeah. Somebody said the console sales have flattened for years, but you still wanted. This was in response to Destin, but you still wanted Microsoft to make Bethesda and Activision games exclusive to PC and Xbox. In your own words, you don't. This is somebody. I like this person. Whoever fourth wall is, I like this person. They have receipts. You don't spend $70 billion to keep things multi-platform. Destin responds, I was wrong in 2022. It's 2025 now. A lot has changed.
Oh, the spinneroonies.
What's changed, Destin? What's changed? Did Phil Spencer give you a back rub? Like, what has changed, Destin? What happened? Did he cuddle you after your most recent interview? Did he make it all better? Did he give you a nice glass of warm milk to calm you down? Did he make you swallow the same milk?
Oh.
No, I meant swallow the same pill that he made Paris swallow. It's
Oh,
just I
okay.
stopped because you started talking.
1 sec, I'll be back in a minute.
That's
Wait a
fine.
minute. Holy shit.
Go,
Anyway,
go ahead, Cosmic. What are you gonna say?
I was gonna say, like, Destin's soul left his body when he asked, "Can you say that Starfield will stay exclusive to the Xbox console?" Phil took 2 seconds and said, "No."
No.
I literally saw a little ghost, come out of Destin's body. I'm like, that man's soul just left his body, and it's gone. It's floating up there somewhere, and it's gone. And now he's doing spinning Rooney's on Twitter because all of a sudden Destin is a PC gamer and is cheering on Final Fantasy VII Rebirth on PC. Like, the constant flip-flopping these guys do is enough to make a fish out of water blush. Like, it is insane. Absolutely insane. I know we will get the bootleg Jez later because that dude, I think, lies more than Phil Spencer does.
Okay.
Like, in all honesty, I think he lies more than Phil does.
So-
But it's crazy the mental gymnastics today's journalists do just to try to save their own brand when they know
Journalist. That's cute.
deep journalists, yeah, bloggers. They're less bloggers at this point. But it's just insane the amount of mental gymnastics they'll pull through just to save the brand that they so much very care about, when in reality they really don't.
Yeah. No, it's very ridiculous. It's one of the things, like Wara said, he managed to be wrong twice on a yes or no question.
Yeah, how the hell do you do that?
And then Nate, earlier to our other conversation, he said that these games are always the best-selling games of the day, and then they are gone. They need to stop using the top seller page on Steam as a metric for sales success.
Yeah, and here's the thing, like, I don't mean to interrupt Josh.
That's right.
Real quick. Wara and Innate are like the two best people when it comes to PC because they actually freaking buy and play the games. I have friends who are actually kind of sick of the PC people on social media and everything. Like, I literally had a friend text me yesterday, like, dude, watch Final Fantasy VII Rebirth not be in the top anything after the week. And then once it happens, he basically posted a screenshot and said, look, I was right. Like,
I was going to say, of course, they're the best-selling game of the day, because how that works is, people pre-order the game,
yeah.
so they get access to it day one.
No, that's not how this works.
Like, you can say that about any game. Like, yes, it's the
sure?
best-selling game. Unless there's multiple games out on that day, it'll be the best-selling game of that day when you pre-order for 3 months.
Well,
Are you
it's
sure
like
it's
them
not-
using the
I feel
search metric for Forza. We were talking about that in the
Mhm.
pre-show. Like, using the search metric, how many times it's been searched on the PlayStation Store. And
Mhm.
here's what I was telling these two guys. I was like, listen, it's just the water cooler talk is what's driving that search. So, like,
Mhm.
people are not online terminally like the rest of us here are, right? They're just not. So
You make
they
it sound like a mental illness.
It
It is.
is. It is. It's like, as somebody who has a YouTube channel and has for 3 years, it is absolutely a sign of mental instability. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Um, but like, you think about it. Somebody hears from somebody else that Forza's coming. They go, they look it up. They go tell their buddy at work the next day, dude, did you hear that Forza Horizon 5 is coming to the PS5? No way. They would never do that. It's an Xbox game. Why are they going to bring that over? No, dude, I'm serious. Look it up. Dude pulls it up on his phone, goes to the store, searches it up, and boom, there it is. All that means is that you generated buzz. Great.
Yeah.
Good job. That ain't
It's
got
the same as
shit to do with
bloody
sales.
MAU. It means nothing.
Right?
Yeah, MAUs really don't mean much. Like, perfect example, like 20 million Spartans played Halo Infinite, or as Jez likes to say, 3 million sandwiches were eaten in Starfield. Like,
40
you
million
can't-
players, 40 million people played Forza Horizon 5.
Yeah.
I thought it was 10 million.
No,
It's like 40 or something.
it's
That was
40.
because
Oh,
it's the amount of people on
is
the
it 40?
leaderboard or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, they use the leaderboard metric. I remember now.
Yeah, it's
Um,
it's always a different one. It's whichever
but
one works better.
does that mean 40 million people bought the game? No, not necessarily. That means 40 million people tried the game, said, I'm good," and left. You
Yeah,
know.
they played it like I played Crew Motorfest. They they turned it on, said, "Oh, this is crap," and it's running like it's just awful, and I turned it off. You can I believe I was actually I think Nelson and I or Nelson Will and I were all playing it at the same time, and I was like,
Hmm.
"Guys, is y'all's glitching is like all hell?" And they were like, "No, kind of, but not really." And so like I sent them a little quick video of it, and Nelson was like, "Dude, that's fucking awful." Like,
Hmm.
you go up the hill and the whole game just was stuttering. And I was like, "Yeah, I'm
Oh
done.
yeah,
I
it
can't."
was it was it was bad at launch. I will say, to be taboo, Crew Motorfest is essentially what Forza Horizon should have been.
Mm.
I'm just gonna say that it really is what it should be, because I'm a huge automotive fan. I love racing games.
Oh shoot, what's
Like
up,
Are you gonna
Nate?
play Forza?
yeah, I grew up with Forza, so I played every single Gran Turismo. I played every single Forza, Motorsport, Horizon included. I played Need for Speed. I played Midnight Club when that was still a thing, when Rockstar knew how to make games
That's
besides.
fine. I mean, are you gonna buy the
That's
one when
fine.
it comes to PlayStation?
Yeah, not
Oh,
not not did you play it? Are you getting
Yeah,
the
are you
one
going
that's
oh,
to?
are you
oh,
buying the
oh, I'm
Trojan
sorry.
horse?
I misunderstood, Josh. I I don't know. I mean,
That's fair.
I love, as much as I love cars, there are other car games that have my attention, and it's just, there's nothing different. That's the problem. They reuse DLC from a game that came out years ago. They reused the Hot Wheels DLC. I'm like, okay, so we're doing this again. you know, yeah, it's cool to, maybe run around in Mexico, and yeah, you get like sandstorms and all that kind of stuff, but there's no like off-roading. There's no like, you know, specific, stuff. I know they have like in-game events and all that kind of stuff, but there's nothing different. It's just, here's the same cars that you've been playing with for the past 3 games, and now the map's just bigger, and it seems to be more empty than by every iteration. And that's coming from somebody who's played all of the Forza Horizons. You know, I Forza Horizon 5 was actually the last Microsoft game that I actually played.
See, I'm more of a Need for Speed, Carbon, Need for Speed Most Wanted guy.
Oh, those games are good. I love those games.
Of course, that was also the peak, though. Like, here's the problem.
Yeah,
I
EA
got into
EA has
racers.
fallen off with Need for Speed.
Well, right, and I got into racers when Fast and the Furious was like at its like top upper echelon
Hmm.
peak. And so like I wanted to have the Honda Civic with the level 3 tuner inside of it and the NOS bottles and like I wanted to be Dominic Toretto in the Charger going down like I was into those and into that like franchise really hard. I loved it. And so
uh,
Need for Speed and Need for Speed Carbon were so
hmm.
good. I spent hours in Carbon
Hmm.
with the first vehicle that you get. I think it was a Chevy Cobalt. I had that stupid thing lowered with a body kit. It was matte black with matte black wheels. Like it was freaking sick. Oh, anyways.
uh,
So sorry.
real quick, Outsider Gaming Night brings up another good one. Ridge Racer. Ridge Racer is really good too.
Ridge Racer.
Hmm.
It's also a meme.
Yes, it is.
So I wonder if that will ever come back.
I hope so, because Bandai Namco has been, I think needs to bring back a couple of their old
Oh,
IPs.
I agree. I'm just more saying I think the fact that it's a meme will stop it from coming back.
Right.
Oh yeah, that's probably gonna be the reason.
Yeah, and Nate said the Crew Motorfest menu system drove him crazy.
Oh, and Nate, I agree with that. That menu system is all over the place. I don't know what they did to that thing, but it's so convoluted. It's so bad.
Hell yeah, Motorstorm Apocalypse is awesome.
Yeah.
Yes. Isn't there a rumor of a new one coming out?
Yep.
That they're making a new one?
Supposedly.
So, yeah,
Well,
quote,
guys, I happen to
quote
have
unquote.
I have the World Wide Web at my fingertips. Hang on.
Yeah, they're supposed to be making a new. I've seen people mention that Motorstorm is supposed to come back. The one I know that people mention a lot is Wipeout. It's supposed to be being done by Sega.
Does Sony still own the IP?
Yeah, there was somebody 2 weeks ago doing another rumor video on MotorStorm 2 and how PlayStation is bringing it back.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hey, I mean, if it's true, I wouldn't mind. I would want MotorStorm and Wipeout back. Those are two
MotorStorm. MotorStorm got fucked by the PSN outage of like what? It's 2009.
Oh yeah, that's
like
right.
That and SOCOM 4 both got fucked by it.
Really?
Yeah, they both.
They both died.
Yeah, that's how those franchises died.
That's interesting. How did that mess them up that bad?
Because they're online games.
No,
Yeah.
I get that, but it
Imagine
wasn't
that.
out for like ever, was it?
It was out for like 30 odd days.
Holy crap on a stick, Bell!
Yeah, wow.
Dante, holy
hell.
Jesus! I am buying all of the physical PlayStation third-party Xbox partner games to mount on a wall, trying to figure out what to do with the digital-only Xbox game. Blood for the blood god.
Well,
I want
the
physical Halo one.
It's coming. It's coming.
Just the
knew
mount.
Have you ever seen the photo of the Japanese emperor after World War II that they took next to the American commander when they surrendered? Have you seen that photo where they made them put it in the paper like all around the country? Halo on PS5 is going to be that. It's going to be that photo for game.
I just picture Bell Dante hanging them on the wall like they're like trophy hunts, like they're like game hunts. He went hunting and he just hung up on the wall.
Holy crap! Wow. Yeah. Sorry, Bell Dante with the 75. Holy bejesus. Yes, I actually accepted your friend request as well. Look forward to being able to play some games. Speaking of that, guys, here in a couple weeks. No, I'm sorry. Here in a couple days. Wow. Monster Hunter Wilds is coming out with a beta. It's a free beta. Hop on. I'm going to be doing some stuff on either Friday night or Saturday night, and love to be on there with y'all. I absolutely suck, so y'all will have to carry me. Please, for the love of God, carry me through this game.
I'll be playing it a lot.
Yes, I'm testing the waters. I'm seeing if I want to purchase it because Claire Obsturg Expedition 33 is under the $70 price tag. So therefore,
do you have PS Plus?
I will when it comes out. Yes.
Okay, so I was going to say, you know that like what is it? Monster Hunter World and Iceborne are on PS. Oh, sorry, Rise. Yeah, Rise is on
Rise is
PS Plus.
Iceborne also is as well.
Yeah, I think Iceborne is as well, but I've got it bought digitally, so I can't tell. But yeah, they're on there if you want to. If you do like it, give them a crack.
Yeah, I'm very interested to try it. Sucks again.
There's also Freedom Wars you could try.
You know what? That game, it had a little bit of a build up, and then it was like a fart in the wind, dude. It just
it's disappointing.
Yeah.
I was
I played like 7 or 8 hours, and I'm like, not right now.
Right, like
I love Freedom Wars.
That's how I felt about the game. I was like, okay, yeah, Josh wants to play this. So the thing is I need to get better. And one of the UK guys who watches the show afterwards, I think it's the Kipling's Lounge, he had mentioned how doing all of the exclusive things at night for the members kind of excludes some of the guys who watch me over in the UK, or doing a play day or a play night is going to exclude the Australian guys or the other. And so I am taking that into consideration to try to figure out how to get what's best time to get all of us on. That way we can have that type of fun and all that. But there's so many games coming out this year, and there's so many that I want to play. Like I said, I want to beat Final Fantasy 7, or sorry, Final Fantasy 6 in the next 2 to 3 weeks, because that's going to open up the end of March for me. And if I can beat it within the next 2 to 3 weeks, then we can start on Monster Hunter the day it comes out, and that's going to be super cool. Give me something to hold me over to.
You're talking about Monster Hunter comes out in like 3 weeks.
That's what I meant.
It's the end of February.
That's what I said.
You said March.
Oh, I'm sorry. For some reason, I keep trying to push myself forward a month. I've been doing it at work all day today and like all day yesterday. Like every February just doesn't exist in my brain. It just doesn't right now.
You have to skip a day, so yeah.
I have to. I'm trying to skip a month, really. It's because we're going to Florida in March, and so like.
You just want it here sooner.
I'm just ready to stop being cold and wet all the time. That's what I'm ready for. I'm ready to be on a beach, warm, sipping a Mai Tai.
Do you know what I'm excited to play in March? Assassin's Creed.
Oh, is that a game still?
Yeah, I was trying to give you a segue.
Hey, did you know that Assassin's Creed has better graphics than Ghost of Tsushima?
That would not surprise me, as a game from 2025 looks better than a game from 2020.
Like, it's pretty dang impressive if you ask me. Here, let me see if I can't get this thing pulled up.
Mind-blowing idea.
Mind-blowing
Look better in the future. Look better than a game that's already out. What an idea.
It is absolute. Wow, guys. Huh. What I would like to point out, though, is I know we're only seeing one slash, but in the time it takes dude up at the top to do one slash, Jin Sakai has absolutely done a whole entire combo set. I just want to point that out. Like,
I don't particularly care about it. Like, none of this, I don't care. Like, yeah, you can slash bamboo, cool. You can also slash bamboo in Ghost of Tsushima. To be clear, you go to those bloody little training things where you slash through the tatami mat. You can do that. It's just not in every section, and that's fine. I also don't give a shit about Yosuke, and I want to play as fucking, what's her name? The girl. I couldn't give two shits about Yosuke. I'm playing the girl as much as I can.
The Shinobi?
Yeah, fuck yeah. Why not?
Yeah. She seems like the best of the two, to be honest.
They announced the game with her.
Yeah.
The first thing we saw of this game is her jumping up on a roof with the moon behind her. Everyone was like, sweet, ninjas, cool. And I'm still like, sweet, ninjas, cool. Everyone else is freaking out about samurais.
Yeah, so that's because Ghost of Tsushima. Like, and I'm sorry, when I think of Japan, I do not think of ninja first. I think of samurai first. And I can't be the only one, right? Like,
I think of ninjas first.
Do you really?
I honestly, I think of sushi first, but
sushi.
It's not here nor there.
That's fair.
Or ramen, like food. I think of food first.
Yeah, that's totally fair. Getting a good bowl of pho is
but
really
like,
good. Maybe
it's because I'm also like, it's Assassin's Creed. I want to be a ninja.
Yeah, because it's an assassin game.
Yeah. I don't care about fucking being fair and calling people like fuck that. Like, be a ninja. I'm an assassin. Oh, you can't run and jump. Oh, I don't remember the last time a samurai had to run and jump to get off a horse. Like, I don't fucking know. Like, be the ninja. Who gives a fuck?
What do you guys think about the fact that why can you destroy Japanese, shrines and all of that when you're the player pushing the buttons, making the character do that?
Oh, how dare you? Why don't you go shoot the cops in fucking GTA?
No one complained when in Assassin's Creed Valhalla you could literally burn down Christian, churches and shit. Like, no one had a problem with that.
Yeah.
But as soon as we go to Japan, everyone seems to have a conniption about it.
I mean, to be fair, you can kill strippers in GTA 3.
Like, you can kill the public.
Yeah, exactly. You can run people over in a car.
You also can choose not to. You can do that in real life too. You can choose not to do something.
And I would highly, speaking of that, PSA to anybody who's listening,
Yes.
we recommend not running people over or shooting
Yeah.
people or hurting
Yes.
prostitutes. It's not
Yes,
like
yes, yes,
just
of course. But like, people like freak out that they're forcing you to. No, they're not. You choose to do what you want in those games. Like, is there maybe a mission where you do something like that? Maybe.
Well, it's like in Baldur's Gate 3. Everybody leading up was like, "Oh my God, there's so much sex in it. There's so much this. You can have sex with a bear." Do you know what most people wanted to do in that game? They just wanted to go
Have
around and
sex with
murder.
a bear.
No, they wanted to go around and murder hobo. Like they loved the freedom of being able to go around and just be the villain the whole time. Like just be the
I think
bad
that
guy.
I think that speaks more to those people's character than anything else. Like, oh, I'm gonna destroy this perfectly good monument. I'm gonna make my character do something and then blame the character for it. Like, what does it say about you in real life?
I mean, listen, I know that Josh has mentioned before that he doesn't just play video games for escapism, but I absolutely play video games for escapism. And so, uh, yeah, there are definitely times where let me rephrase that. In every single game that I play, I do things that I either can't or don't normally do in real life.
Mhm.
Like it's just that's the point of a freaking video game. It's a game. It's a freaking
Sure.
game. You know what? I can't drive a car 195 miles an hour on the Autobahn because I'm a little chicken shit and I would never actually do that in a car. But
I
guess
hope
what? Go ahead,
the
Josh.
same amount of outrage comes when Fallout 3 gets a remake and you can blow up a fucking town.
Mm.
Nuclear fallout.
Outrage then, yeah. Let's watch all the outrage then when you can blow up an entire town for no reason.
You can
You
do
don't
it in
have to.
Fallout 4. You could do it in Fallout 4.
Just
Yeah.
just
But like, people
nuke
don't
the
freak out about it.
Joker.
They freak out about burning something. Jesus Christ.
Hey, what's up, Chris? What's up, Rays? How the heck are y'all? RPG 88. Dang, good seeing y'all. JC 2013. Seeing a lot of green members in there. So yeah, so let's get on to Forza. We also have Age of Mythology is coming. Like it's coming. It's crazy, but it is. Like these and crazy enough, on Jez's show on Monday,
It's coming.
we were
I
talking
knew it.
about how these games like they're gonna slow pace them. They're gonna just release them on a schedule. They're gonna try to maximize the amount of sales that each one gets. Give it time to breathe. Give the excitement time. Like
No.
that's just fuck no.
No.
They are
No.
balls
No.
to the wall.
They don't have time for that anymore.
No, exactly. I was just about to say that, Josh. They don't have time for that anymore.
So we're getting Age of Mythology, which, to be fair, Age of Empires and Age of Empires 2, back in the day, I wasted a ton of time on that game at school.
Mhm. Oh yeah, those are
Like-
those are classics. Those are good.
I played Age of Empires 1 a ton. I love that game.
I still have my disc for Age of
Nice.
Empire 2, the Gold Edition.
Do you have the one on PS2 that bootleg Jez can't
No,
remember was on
no,
PS2?
No, absolutely not. Age of Empires never existed on the PlayStation
Ah.
ever before. Jez Corden, bootleg
It's
Jez
always
told
been
me
a
so.
Microsoft thing.
It's always.
Yeah, I forgot. It's always Microsoft. Like they've owned it forever. Yeah.
No, it was look, you can't even look. It's not real. It's not there. It never came out. It didn't happen. It's not something that you can see. It doesn't happen. And that is my Amazon. That was weird. That's because that was the link that I pulled up.
Whoa!
Oops.
No, hide it. What?
It's
No,
all
no,
What
no.
you buying,
Konami's
Thrifty?
out of business. Stop
What are
it.
you buying, Thrifty?
do what?
I said, what are you buying?
Nothing.
Konami's out of business. Calm down.
I was trying. Konami's out of business. You can't do it. Here, let's pull up the Wikipedia. That's better.
Yeah, don't pull up Thrifty's personal information.
Yeah, it just showed my name. I don't care. If you go watch well, I have them privated now, but if you go watch my first few videos, I used my real name in there. But so Age of Empires, Age of Kings. It came out on Microsoft Windows, Mac OS, PlayStation 2,
I never heard of it.
Well, this is also saying it came out on DVD and VHS, so I don't really know how
What?
accurate Wikipedia is.
How do you play a game on a VHS?
I can see it on DVD. I want to know how they played it on a
I
VHS.
have
That's
no
got me
idea.
interested.
But yeah. Oh, here's an actual box art of it. Look at this. But don't worry, guys. Jez Corden said it never came. This is the Spanish wiki page. Listen, I
And
just wanted to find an image, Rays, okay? That's all I wanted to do.
and he never lies. He never lies. He always tells the truth.
Mm-mm. Never. Never, ever, ever.
No, he's a gold standard of bloggers.
No.
And then
Is he a blogger
I
this
don't
week or is he a journalist? Which one?
it might be journalist this week. Next week it might be blogger.
He flip flops when he gets called out.
That's like
Yeah.
daily, though, isn't it? Like, that's.
Yes. He'll say
Yeah,
he's a journalist until someone questions him for further details.
Yeah, when he
Then he's
gets
a blogger and has no idea.
when he gets cold feet, he decides to turn to the other side.
That's funny. So, what do y'all think about this? Like, there's a new rumor now that Starfield is coming next week. Like, not coming out, but like is going to give an announcement next week. And I have it pulled up on the screen. And let's see what this says. Starfield may have some big news next week. According to one Bethesda leaker, Bethesda's epic sci-fi RPG Starfield has enjoyed a number of important improvements throughout 2024. One update brought the new city map icons to the game and another added the Rev 8 land buggy that allows players to travel across the vast landscapes more quickly while exploring the planets. Except gas ones. You can't explore gas planets because there's no way to fly into them because of the gas storms. You can't do that. No Man's Sky just released an update. If y'all want to, go play that. And not a sponsor, Tatal. Go play that. It does space correct. As a matter of fact, the Gas Giants almost had me buy the game. Plus, it was on sale for $24 like 2 weeks ago. Anyways, around a year ago, Xbox began experimenting with bringing some of its smaller first-party games to the platforms like Nintendo and PlayStation. Titles like Hi-Fi Rush, Sea of Thieves, and Pentiment made the jump, blah, blah, blah. We already know that. Then the announcement of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, AAA franchises, and tentpole stuff happening. Gears of War, Halo to join the speculative conversation as well. Starfield has been at the top of the list of games for fans. However, Starfield coming to PS5 has never been officially confirmed by Phil Spencer or any other members of Xbox. Then they go into how, since both a PS5 port and a second DLC news are on top of many Starfield fans' minds, this guy, Odefield? Could mean that this big piece of Starfield news that's coming next week is entirely different. Yeah, it's not. Guys, holy crap, not your mother with the 10 gifted bomb. Holy bejesus. Andre Clay, Play Beyond, Hola Mocha 17, Bob Evans, JTech TV. That's awesome. Rays, Michael Meridian, Nelson's Gaming Culture, Brian East, and James Williams. Not your mother. Thank you so much for those 10 gifteds. That is huge. Also, guys, this will give y'all access to new members content. Lord Jesus, to members content. And last month in January, I did 2 separate shows. Y'all can see me get my butt kicked repeatedly in First Berserker Kazan, and this month we will be focused on the 2 betas for Monster Hunter Wilds. And oh my goodness, RPG 88 pushing us to 11 members. Thank y'all so much. That is going to make this partner, this landing page right here, it's going to make these grow back up and make these other names smaller. And so, man, I appreciate y'all so much. Thank y'all for that. And welcome. So, yeah, RPG 88. Oh, Diablo Dark Matter. Guys, it is such a treat when I see people who are here all the time getting members and getting memberships on here because it just is awesome.
You also get all the emojis.
You also get all the emojis, which we lost a couple, but I lost a couple slots, but that's okay. We'll get them back. I promise. It'll be fine. And they're still there. They're just hidden behind, hey, we can't use those right now. So it is totally fine. So we have this rumor. We have this thing that Starfield's coming. 2 weeks ago, I would have looked at both of y'all and the entire chat and said, "There's this bullcrap. It's never going to happen." And did I read the super chats? There wasn't a super chat. I read.
I didn't see a super chat.
Oh no! I'm sorry. You did a member chat. My bad. JC 2013 member for 8 freaking months. 8 months.
Hell
4
yeah.
months away from the year.
Let's go.
Killing it, Thrifty. Keep up the great work, and before you know it, you'll be at 50K. Man, JC, dude, I really appreciate that. Speaking of, if you're a new subscriber that has come in this week, we've gotten like 15 this week. If you're here for the first time, just kind of lurking, pop on in and say hi. I'd love to be able to chit chat with you too. But we have this game coming, and I'm sorry, we have this rumor of this game coming. And like I said, 2 weeks ago, I would have told y'all that y'all were nuts. This was never going to happen. It's not going to happen that fast. No. And then after Age of Mythology, I'm sitting here going, okay, there's really no chance in hell. And then this pops up, and now I'm like, you know what? What's next? Halo Master Chief Collection? Is it ready to come over yet? Because, like, Cosmic, I'll start with you. What do you think? Do you think this is like a soft delivery of the news so people can get pissed off now and then be okay next week, or do you think that this is overreaching?
It's kind of hard to tell because, like Josh said, they don't have any time to kind of bluff about. They have no room to screw around anymore. And after the latest financials that have come out from Microsoft, and like we saw the numbers and we saw how just in a poor state they really are, even after owning Activision, which is just insane of how you could just lose that much money after spending so much money. I think it might be real. But I don't know if there's anything credible behind it being next week. People are saying, oh, it could be at the State of Play because the State of Play is rumored next week and all the blah, blah, blah. I don't really think they'll do that. I mean, if they do that, that is a giant, giant middle finger to the entire Xbox fan base, you know, who played Starfield and bought an Xbox for it or whatnot. And, you know, then again, Microsoft has been giving them the middle finger for God knows how long. But I'm not really a fan of Starfield. I wasn't interested to begin with. You know, if I want to play a compelling space exploration game that actually doesn't seem to have any limits, I play No Man's Sky.
All right,
Starfield
so I'm going to give you a brief warning from Priscilla T, okay?
Okay.
She said Starfield is the best game ever. So careful, tread lightly. I'm just letting you know that. Just letting you know that we have a Starfield fan in here, and so just
that's fine.
And from what I've heard from Nate, she could probably whoop all of our asses. So just understand, this is what.
That's fine. That's fine. I didn't say you couldn't like the game. What I'm saying though is that them bringing it to PlayStation, I don't know if it'll do what they think it's going to do. And this also brings up the topic of Forza and other games. Like, I think some games will do well. But are they going to do well enough that warrants the ports and warrants Microsoft making this initiative to try to make their money back as quickly as possible? Okay? I don't think Starfield going to PlayStation, I don't know if it's going to fix those problems. I don't know if it's going to change anything. And again, you can like the game, hate the game. I'm not interested. I don't really care. But if it does come to PlayStation, it's kind of like, okay, Microsoft is really kind of out of it from hardware. Like they're done. They're gone. It's like they're going full third party, you know, because if Starfield comes, then that means Halo, Gears, all of that shit is coming. All right, it's like the guy says, it's coming, you know, and that's just my take.
It's coming.
You know, I'm not saying the game's shit and doesn't deserve to be on PlayStation like some people say. I'm just saying that if they bring it to PlayStation, is it going to do what it needs to do? Are people really going to buy it? And the main concern is that here's another thing: are they going to discount it? Because if you were a PlayStation Plus subscriber, you got Hi-Fi Rush at a discount. Are they going to do the same thing to Forza and to Starfield and to Halo? Like, are they going to discount these games to entice people to buy them? That's another thing that I was kind of thinking about as we were going along here, but I don't know. I don't know how many Bethesda fans are. I know there's probably still a good number of Bethesda fans still on PlayStation, but I don't know if they care. I don't know if they're interested. And, but that's just my take.
That's kind of been my thing that I've been kind of putting out there. Like, so why would they do Forza? Why would they do Forza first? Like, as their big, like, holy crap, it's going to be here on PS5. It's their cleanest game that they've released all generation. It's the one that has sold the most, impressed the most, and has generally been well received by everybody. It's the literal well, up until they announced Age of Mythology and Age of Empires 2, it's the only one that is critically loved across the board. And so that makes sense. Releasing Age of Empires 2 and Age of Mythology makes sense. That freaking dude, that makes a ton of sense. It's a beloved franchise, and honestly, you can't really screw it up because the games have already been made. You're just kind of sprucing them up a bit. So, good job there.
While I'm thinking of it, the Age of Mythology, Age of Empires thing, we've known that they're coming for a while.
Yeah.
In beta test, they had PlayStation logos for people playing on PlayStation. People who thought that this wasn't happening, like, you're an idiot and didn't know what you were doing, because it's been out there for a long time.
Oh, well, I'm an idiot and I didn't know what I was doing. I had no idea it was coming.
Yeah, I posted in the thing, like, a screenshot from the beta test, like, yeah, they had, like, PlayStation logos next to the names of, like, people in the game.
Son of a gun.
Like,
So
they were
why
beta
is it?
testing on PlayStation.
Why are they acting like it's some big ass news then?
Because people are fucking morons.
Oh, okay. Well, fair enough. Hell, I thought this was big news, man. I'm sitting here like, holy crap! And then
if
what's
you're paying
funny,
close enough attention, none of this stuff is surprising at all.
well, that's
No.
That part I agree with. None of it's surprising. We're never gonna get Redfall. We're never gonna get.
No. Oh no.
The studio's gone. We're not getting Redfall.
No, we're not gonna get Redfall. We're probably not going to get. I'd be amiss if we actually got Hellblade 2. I don't think they're gonna try to release that one.
No.
They'll try Hellblade. They will. It's on Unreal. They'll try.
Are you sure? I don't see that game selling at all.
It won't sell well, but it's better than nothing.
That studio took 7 years or 5 years to build.
And they
5
need money.
hours.
7 years to make one game. Yeah.
Yeah, and they need money.
No, that's
Whether they're hoping that PlayStation will give them a deal to put it in PlayStation Plus and take PlayStation money just for something.
I hope that everything goes back to they need money. Like that's all
it does.
is.
Everything.
It is. It is.
The problems that are occurring at Xbox are because of the money. Because they need to be profitable. Microsoft does not have the money to support them anymore with them not being profitable.
Yeah.
Xbox that's as plain as day, is that Microsoft does not have the cash on hand anymore to support a failing company.
Oh,
and Xbox needs to be profitable or die. And that's just as plain as day as it is.
Phil ran around like a kid with a blank check.
Yes, and now the purse strings are shut. Microsoft cannot support them without them being profitable. They need to make their own money.
What 2% what quarter
though.
was it?
They did make their own money, guys. I have it pulled up right here. Hang on, I have it pulled up. Nib and King Thrash by way of Nib. I got it right here. Look, it was up by Xbox content and services revenue grew by 2%. That's
cool.
That's good. It's growth in Game Pass, right? It's growth, isn't it? It's growth. It's growth.
Daddy's wallet is closed for David.
Yeah,
okay.
David has said that, yeah.
So, Bale Dante with the $5. Best foot forward, but imagine getting Redfall before the others.
Oh God.
Yeah.
So now PlayStation players can have the vampires get killed by the park benches.
And then
Yep, hide behind a park
Priscilla
bench when it comes.
Priscilla T said, in all seriousness, I may pick it up on PlayStation Pro for the Platinum. That's if Avowed and Kingdom Come Deliverance turn out to be no good. I can't speak to Kingdom Come. It seems like it's hitting on all cylinders. And
The
Avowed...
plat apparently is really long for Kingdom Come.
Yeah, it's like 200 hours for the platinum.
Yeah. I read that headline this morning, but I'm not interested in the game, so I didn't read further.
Well, I mean, if you're a JRPG fan, that's kind of nothing to you.
Listen.
What I do think about Microsoft porting games, I'm thinking of it. There are two games that should come. They won't, but they should. And that's Lost Odyssey and Blue Dragon, because they will sell well on PlayStation.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
that'd be
hell
cool.
yeah. But
Like,
they're never going to do that.
The reason Forza is coming is because it has no real competition from anything that PlayStation does.
Yep.
Mhm.
Like, there's no arcade racer. Like, GT Sport isn't doing great. It's not on PS5. There's nothing arcadey. You're up against Ubisoft and whatever else for races for that. You're not like GT's not the same thing.
My
No.
first
So-
JRPG. Which one,
Yeah.
Priscilla? What was your first JRPG? I'm interested. That's
Blue
Daddy's
Dragon, I'm
Wallet is
guessing.
closed. That bill came. Microsoft is a very expensive race for AI, and to try and catch back up on cloud. Dude, they're not Nelson. They are
Yeah.
not in a race for AI. At least nothing
they are.
AI to do with gaming.
No. Microsoft, not Xbox.
Oh, okay.
Microsoft is in a race for AI. They said they're
Yes.
going to give them, I think it was like 80 billion or something, start year to invest in it. They don't have that money.
And
Like,
they were
that's
the
the
same
No.
they were the same
They've-
company that said AI was going to kill jobs too. So
Yeah. Like Microsoft's problem, Microsoft overall's problem currently is they don't have the money they're saying they have, and that's problematic because, like, Phil doesn't have money, so every division pretty much has to make their money to run, and Phil does not. 2% growth will
No.
not sustain.
No.
Priscilla.
And the lower that the console sales go, the less third-party games will be sold, meaning they get even less money still. Like, Game Pass isn't going to save this.
No, Game Pass can't save it, and Game Pass can't save anything. They've
No.
only done
No.
so. Here's a two-sided argument to this. We know that there's a sword that has been shoved through the console heart of Xbox. Like, that's done. It's over with. But the problem is what actually did it? Was it PlayStation's quality, consistency, and all of that?
No.
Or
No.
was it just Game Pass? Game Pass has to be the thing that people look at and go,
It's
you know,
twofold, and a lot of it, I mentioned in the Discord the other day, it's an Ouroboros of like its own problems. Everything feeds into itself. Game Pass is problematic because it makes people not buy games. But third-party devs don't want to put games on there because of Game Pass and because of the Series S being problematic. But the most Xbox users are on the Series S, or they were. I think it's skewing towards the X now.
Imagine
So,
that.
like, there's a lot of problems that are happening. And there's one solution, and that's to get rid of hardware. But getting rid of hardware gets rid of console Game Pass, which will destroy Game Pass in the meantime. And it'll get rid of third-party sales, which will destroy them even further. Like, it's not... If they get rid of hardware, they can be profitable at some point. But is Microsoft willing to take on the burden of supporting them while they're not profitable? And I would say no.
No.
I mean, they have been for
But Microsoft had
years.
money then. Microsoft
Yeah.
is thin on cash now. They had almost 100 billion in the bank. They're down to 17, and they need about 15 to 20 to operate a month.
holy
Like, they're
crap.
strapped for cash.
Speaking of cash, Steven Leon Dritz with the 50. Holy crap, spoiling, or that says soiling. I think you meant spoiling. Spoiling your kid is my duty now, bro. Let me know when you want me to carry you in PoE. Hey, listen, you don't have to put me on blast like that. You don't have to put me on blast like that. Starfield is a lesser Fallout in space. It's all coming. Oh, wait, Steven, I got something for you. I got something because on Jez's podcast, he made the statement that every podcast needs to run this sound, and so I'm just doing my part.
It's coming. It's coming.
I'm
I
just.
knew it. It's coming.
Also,
I knew it.
I want to point out that 5 months ago on this show, I told everyone that Fable would be day one.
And look what the recent rumors are.
Oh
Yeah, I told everyone Fable would be day one. I laid it all out, and even Jez on the show was like, "Oh no, they're gonna do the time thing." I was like, "They should, they won't."
yeah. So, hang on. You gotta see this. Because you mentioning the Fable thing reminded me of Jez did a show back in when I was trying to find the "It's Coming" clip. I was trying to search his shows because I knew that he had shown that clip, and oh my gosh, you gotta see this because he literally had a whole freaking show like 4 months ago talking about PlayStation, or I'm sorry, talking about Forza being the game that's coming over to the
Yeah,
PlayStation, to the PS5, and
it's been
ab-
rumored for a long time. Yeah,
absolutely
since last year.
bananas.
yeah.
Like, and so, like, because I thought once again, I remember that news. I remember being like, oh yeah, it's coming, and then like everyone was like, no, it's not, and then Indiana Jones was the one that was getting the announcement because that's when they thought at Gamescom is what it was. That's when they thought it was going to be Forza, and there's no way that they would give Indiana Jones. It's a new IP. It's this and that, but it's gonna be Forza, and then that left as fast as it came in. And so, like, absolutely nutty. Absolutely crazy. Jez says it all the time. If you just use your own two eyes, you can spot this shit from a mile away. Like,
Oh yeah.
you can
Yep.
you can easily spot. Hey, Priscilla, I got a question. I love that you're here. I love it. I think it's great. How do you know
Fallout's
Innate
good.
and not play a JRPG yet? That's what I want to know. Like, how do you know Innate and you ain't played a
Hold on, what?
JRPG yet?
She's played Persona. What the hell are you talking about?
No, she said, never mind, wrong one. I have yet to play a JRPG.
I'm dead sure I've seen her say she's played Persona.
I'm confused because to have Innate in your life and not try at least one JRPG, I'm confused. And also, Innate, how? Like, what? Wara said Priscilla is our best and worst female viewer. I think she's my... Nope. I have two that I know
Ice
of.
Queen.
I have
Ice
two.
Queen.
I have Ice Queen. That's right. That's right. She normally catches the show. She pops into the Discord from time to time. Oh, hey, speaking of that, we have a Discord. The link is in the
Yeah.
description below. It is
Yeah.
a permalink. You can click on it. You can talk to folks like Cosmic and Josh and Wara and
We're always
Steven
there.
and Jay and like all of
Yeah.
us. Like we're all
Come to the
there.
Discord.
And all we do is talk shit all day long.
We have dank memes, cookies, and some dark humor sometimes.
I know, wait a minute. Y'all got cookies? What the fuck? I ain't got no cookies. That's messed up. I ain't got a
We're from
single
Destin.
cookie.
We Destin. Destin.
Oh my
handed them
god,
out.
I wouldn't eat Destin's cookies.
That sounds like a sexual innuendo, and I'm not here for it.
Pause.
Okay, we're gonna keep.
Pause. Yeah.
I joined Discord. I expect to see gaming setups. I can take a picture of my PS5. What do you was like? That is my gaming setup. What do you want?
Yeah, I got a desk and a monitor.
Here, I will take a picture for those in the Discord because we did hit the member goal. So I will take a picture of my setup currently, and then y'all can be like, oh,
RPG brought up the Jim Ryan cookies. Interesting enough, at that same party is when Jim Ryan got a PS1 themed box for a PS5. What happened with that?
Here you go. Here you go. You can see my PS3 next to my PC that I don't use for gaming, and the monitor that I'm on right now. There you go. That's all in the Discord. Y'all can go ahead and have fun with that. It's like,
The state of play news as well. Yeah, well, I'm thinking of it.
oh
You
God.
about Starfield. No, hold on. About Starfield. I think people are conflating this with the fact that people believe there is a state of play next week. There is always a state of play around now every year. Always. They have their financial report next Friday. There may be a state of play.
Normally, that's when they announce it.
No, they don't announce it at it, but they'll announce it near it.
Oh, really?
But
Near it. Yeah, that's right.
like it'll either be before it, it'll be after it. It could be that, but that's what I'm saying. And like I was on Thrifty Show this time last year, and we talked about a state of play. Guessing that there will be one is not hard.
Right. It's the thing. It'd be more impressive if you could tell me like the day. Then
Exactly.
I'd be impressed. But just
Exactly. I can tell you what day it's not. It's not the 14th because that's the day of their reporting.
Okay, so here's the scoop. Okay, guys, here's the scoop. Innate said this: Priscilla has put off playing a JRPG forever. She is just stubborn. I have been trying to get her to start Persona 5 Royal forever. Expedition 33 is the closest I'm gonna get at the moment. Hey, listen, that Expedition 33
Keep it up.
from that game with the combat looks and plays how I think it's going to, you can just transition her directly from that into Final Fantasy 12, Final Fantasy 10, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. Like that combat style, if she likes it, there's and you know this shit. There's numerous games, any of the Ease games, any of the Tales of games have that style of action turn-based combat.
If
Like,
you want to go smaller, go to like Child of Light or something. That's got turn-based.
That's a good
combat.
one.
oh,
That's more shorter instead of being crazy long. It's also not Japanese, I'll be clear, so it's not a JRPG.
That's a Ninja Theory game.
yeah.
No, that's a Ubisoft game.
Oh, it's a Ubisoft game.
So Tales is not turn. I know it's more action than turn-based in Tales, but you still do have like combos and stuff, and it's still a JRPG. I understand what you're saying, but I still categorize it as a JRPG. You West Ick.
Expedition 33 is French, so it's technically not a JRPG, but that's why I said also a Child of Light, because they're Ubisoft and they're French.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. What do you think they'll show? Okay, so Bender of Strings has asked, what do I think they'll show if there
Better state of play?
if there is? I don't know. I don't.
If I could take a guess,
I mean, Ghost
probably
of Yotai. Like, there's
Ghost of
just...
Yotai. The rumor is that they're supposed to finally reveal something about Wolverine.
Doubtful.
Yeah, I think that's doubtful. What's the other game that they said?
Yotai, Death Stranding would be my
Death
two
Stranding,
guesses.
definitely. Yeah.
Specifically, I think Yotai is in June, just
See,
because Tsushima was in June.
Yeah, kind of coincide with both releases.
No, nothing is before April.
yeah, but they said spring, didn't they?
They just said 2025.
Yeah, that's all they said.
Oh, this whole time I put it in spring for some reason. I guess that's
Yeah, a
because
lot
of
of
the
people do.
April thing. That's the April
Yeah.
thing. It's
Yes.
because I think it's coming out April or May is where my
Yeah.
day is.
Yeah. I'm not sure if, because I don't know if Tsushima was delayed to be where it was in 2020 because of Last of Us. That's where I'm not 100% sure on, but I'm saying June, and I'll stick to June.
So, do you think? So, state of plays are always a hit or miss for me. I'm getting
Yeah.
to the point where if I get 1 to 2 games in them that I like, and this happened last year, if I get
Yeah.
1 to 2 games in a showcase that I like, and
Yep.
I'm sold. I'm like, great.
Yeah,
I
that's
have
how it
stuff
should be.
I got stuff to play that's
Yeah.
coming up. Praise the Lord.
Always go 1 to 2 from any showcase, because
Yeah.
making a showcase is incredibly hard, and they have a lot of shit. You only want 1 or 2 games, therefore you're never disappointed. And if they don't have anything for you, you should know what you get into for a start. If you're near TGS, they can be Japanese games.
Mm. Yeah,
People go in and I want fucking God of War, and I'm like, you're at a TGS show. What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Like,
now, so there's a game that you put me on to, Josh, because there has not been a game that you have recommended, or there's games that, as a matter of fact, nobody in this community has recommended that I've played and been like, oh, that game really sucks. Like, I might not enjoy it. It might not be my type of game, but I can still see the appeal. Even Elden Ring, like even Elden Ring, I can see the
What the
appeal.
hell did I recommend you? I'm curious now.
No, that's one from Wara. Like
That's
Yeah.
Wara.
even Elden Ring, I can still see the benefit in. But like you
I love Elden
recommend,
Ring.
you've been playing Rise of the Ronin,
Oh yeah.
and I was going to skip that game because I didn't like the way the graphics looked. It looked very PS3.
Sure.
But
It's
at
not,
the
but yeah.
at the same time, I hear people who actually play it, and they're like, "Nah, man, it's freaking gorgeous. Like, don't trust anything
Yeah.
you see on YouTube. It's an amazing looking game. The environments, the levels, everything look.
Yeah.
Holy
Once you get to the
crap.
coastline, it's where it's like, man, this thing's pretty.
This
And you
thing,
get near the coastline near the start of the game. So
whew, Steven Leon, he is trying to make it to where more people can come and play Monster Hunter Wild and watch me suck at another video game. Guys, I'm telling you, I am terrible. That's why it takes me so long to beat him.
That's right.
He just gifted
That's fine.
10 members. Thank you so much. Buddy Hall, Priscilla T, All in TV, Fresh 2180, Nate, Toolman 55, Freddy 214, Marty McFly getting hit, and Cosmic Hero. Hey, Cosmic, you got one. Well, your other account got one. Cosmic Hero 250,
Oh yeah, that's
Aaron
right.
Walsh.
here we go. The Monster Hunter World beta's up. Wild beta's up here. Hell yeah.
Oh, is it? I want to see if it's up for me. So yeah, that's like Monster Hunter is going to be a game that's going to come out. It's going to look gorgeous, and I'm super excited to be able to play that with y'all. But like these games that are coming up, and the games that came out last year, like there's so many that have been slept on. There's so many that
Yeah.
have been passed over because let's be honest, if the average gamer plays three new games a year, I'm like quadruple above average, right? Like,
Yeah.
and people in the gaming community would say I game way too low to like have a relevant channel or to be able to speak on it because I don't
No, you
put
don't.
in 3,000 hours a year. And like, no, like there's just so many freaking games coming out, which is
Yeah.
why it's baffling me. And this is how it all wraps back in. Sorry, guys, my ADD has taken us on a rabbit hole here, but this is how it all wraps back in because it's baffling to me that they're going to announce Forza. They're already doing Indiana Jones.
Imagine
They're
that.
already now they have announced, or sorry, they have followed through with the announcement of Age of Mythology or what we already knew about Age of Mythology and Age of Empires 2. And then they are rumored to be doing Starfield announcement next week. Like,
Hmm.
there's a lot of shit coming this year. And
I think
go ahead.
I think Gears and Halo get showed this summer. I think that's
Uh,
where this. I think this is where this is heading. I think they're
They'll
opening
be
the
out like-
they're opening the floodgates. You ever seen like an old dam that's been opened up and it just spews out? That's what Microsoft is doing right now. They are just throwing out everything they can because let's be honest here. I'm gonna admit this as a Halo fan. Halo's a dead franchise. It needs to be multi-platform in order to live. The same thing with Gears. No one gives a shit about Gears, and it needs to be a multi-plat in order to survive. You know, the same thing with Forza. Like Forza's great. It looks beautiful. It was highly rated, but it was also a game that still came and went. You know, and they need to have everything out. Like there is going to be no more cadences. There's going to be no more. Oh well, we'll wait and see. And Phil Spencer actually meant this instead of that, and flip flopping around is like no. The games are coming. This is it. It's done. And I think that's just the way moving forward for them.
But okay, so is this going to be like a PC type thing where we look at it and go, you know what? Any money is good money. Like it just feels like they're putting these games over at such a oh wait, holy crap, Warawana with the Australian 2 Playground Clan Monster Hunter Wilds hunts during open beta. Dude, that would be fun as hell. That would be great. Yeah,
But
that would be cool. Go ahead.
I like the idea you bring up, Thrifty, because it like, and then this is a talking point that Jez has brought up, and I sound like a broken record, but are these games going to sell what they need to sell? Are they going to do what they need to do? Because I don't think they're going to do what Microsoft expects them to do.
They won't.
And
They won't.
I feel like this is a last ditch effort from them to patch up the hole. Like Microsoft effectively took a shotgun, pointed against the wall, and made a hole, and now they're trying to fill that hole because now they realize they done effed up, so now they have to fix it.
Yeah, and that's so I proposed on Jez's show on Monday that Xbox is probably leaving the console space this year. I don't see them sticking around much longer. I think we get an announcement towards the end of the year that they will not be producing the Xbox console anymore, and then stay tuned to see what we come with next year, blah blah blah, for our handheld or whatever. Like,
If the stuff does not sell, like these games do not sell, if it does not, Xbox won't exist by year's end at all. The whole division will be shuttered because I think if
it's
nothing happens, and I'm pretty certain nothing's going to happen. That's the problem. They're gone. Like, it's over.
like the
Yeah.
whole thing.
Yeah,
The whole thing. It will be done.
It's not. Now wait a second. Now hang on. So, oh God, you have me defending Xbox here. Okay, this is.
No, go ahead.
Okay, so if I'm looking at the numbers and let's say I'm Satya and I'm looking at the numbers and I go, hey guys, 2 out of the 3 divisions of Xbox suck ass. There's one place
Yeah.
where y'all did good. That was gaming and games and services.
Yeah.
Cool. That's the only reason why I could see them getting rid of the console division, getting rid of R&D for the console,
Sure.
getting rid of that whole thing,
The
and
question you have to
focusing
ask
on
is,
those
does
IP.
Satya make that decision?
I think he does.
Because the question would be, does Amy Hood get in his ear? And does the new COO, who is famous for just cutting dead weight, get in his ear and go, it's not worth it, kill the whole thing?
Yeah.
That's the problem.
yeah. She walks up to him one day and whispers in his ear and says,
Pause.
"Xbox didn't make does it." Yeah, pause on that. But
Their COO,
didn't
their
make-
new one,
yeah,
is famous for just cutting things that are dead weight. That's the problem.
mm-hmm.
And if they're not performing and profitable to a good degree, like if their next quarterly report is not 10% growth, I think it's over.
Yeah, I think it's really gonna hurt them.
And I don't even know if they sell it. I think they just shutter it and write it off, which is terrible. That would be devastating.
Oh
What-
my god!
Like, so
yeah.
Wara just mentioned how many IPs that he said Microsoft
That's the problem.
owns loads of
that
content.
is
So what do you do
Yeah.
with all of it? Like,
you
Well,
sell
you
it
can
off.
sell it, but I don't think you get anywhere near the money you need
Yeah,
well,
because they overpaid for ABK. I doubt they can get 50 billion for the whole thing.
but they can't shut
Yeah.
everything down because you shut everything down, and that's Call of Duty, that's Activision, that's Blizzard.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah,
yeah.
can't-
but
That's everything, Thrifty.
yeah,
but
there's
if you're getting
no way that they
one
would do
thing a
that.
year, I think there is.
This
I
is
think
Microsoft we're
If
talking about.
the money is that bad, they will cut and run. But the problem with that is the money they spent, Satya will probably lose his job.
Yeah, and what do you think Satya cares more about?
Yeah, it's hard to tell. Like, what's the right business
I mean,
move?
I
don't know.
agree with cutting some of the, like, yes, okay. So there is a scenario where that could work. And this is fun, guys. This is something we do here on the channel sometimes. We do these what if scenarios. We go down the rabbit hole. We try to kind of parse this out a little bit, see kind of where it sits and all of that. In no way do we have any insider information that this is actually happening, in case you're watching the show or
No,
coming
no,
in
no.
right
This is
now.
all hypothetical and
No,
This is all
it's just
speculation.
theories.
Taking
So-
a guess. Yeah.
If you look at it, though, and if I'm Satya and I go, okay, I got to save my job, cool. I fully agree. Phil Spencer, you're gone. Matt Booty, you're gone. Sarah Bond, guess what? You're gone too. All of y'all are gone. The whole Xbox division, hey, I'm going to take Todd Howard and I'm going to take whoever. Oh, no, I guess Matt Booty would stay because he's over ABK. I'm going to have Matt Booty and Todd Howard stay. They're going to run Bethesda GameWorks or Bethesda Studios, and he's going to run ABK, and everything else goes bye-bye, except for Forza Horizon devs. They get to stay because their game was actually profitable. And then they go back to a style that is PC focused and to sending their games everywhere is what they're already doing. You know what I mean? Like, save what you can, back out of the rest, cancel. I agree canceling everything. I agree with shutting down a lot of it. I don't agree with they shut down everything because Call of Duty
The less
is
drastic
profitable.
move to shutting down everything would be they cut staff to become profitable. The issue with that then becomes they have to cut over 40% of their staff to do that.
Oh,
And if you cut,
Like, there's
if you
20,000
yeah,
odd people who work there. They have to cut 40% of that to get profitable.
and if you cut the staff, the game
Yeah,
suffers, and the game takes
demoralizing.
longer.
And that's shutting
And
studios and everything. So yeah, that's
yeah,
the less drastic option.
that is. Oh my lord. Okay,
Yeah, that's why if
40%.
they don't make money, they're fucked.
yeah, they are in deep shit, Thrifty. Like
Whew.
if you really think about it, they are in really, really deep shit. Like they
That's why
really,
this is all. Yeah, that's why all this is expressed to be as
Yeah.
fast as possible to make money quickly.
Well,
they
and
need
what's
it.
crazy is they saw this on the horizon, no pun intended, because
Yeah,
devs have been working on PS5 builds of their
Yeah.
games for years now.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
And so they saw this, which makes it worse. God, hear
Yeah.
me when I say it makes it worse because
That's
that means
why
that.
Satya would lose his job if all this goes sideways. Because Satya
Yep.
would know.
But this
The,
makes
the
it
shareholders
so.
would want him gone.
But that means that they've been lying for 3
Yeah.
years at
That's the problem.
minimum.
yeah,
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
problem.
That means that Phil
That's the big
Gluteus
red flag.
Maximus Spencer has been lying directly to the public's face.
Well, they
3
lied
years.
to the regulators when they said that ABK has to be profitable day one or this doesn't work. And it's
I'm
not being
surprised-
profitable.
which I'm surprised they haven't been sued for yet.
They didn't the FTC try to sue him? I thought they did.
Well, yeah, but they tried to sue
They're
him
trying-
for like laying
He-
people off and all that sort
Hero
of stuff.
said
Yeah,
Bobby
the other-
Kotick will
other
return to rebuy ABK.
Oh, great! So you can go back to the previous shitstorm it was
Why not?
before.
On the horizon,
Just
pun
for the drama,
intended.
I'd love-
Yeah.
I don't want Xbox to shut down. I'll be clear. I've owned every Xbox.
No.
I like Xbox. They're fine. Like, they're problematic for other reasons for the business, but as a gamer, they're fine.
Oh, see, here's the thing. I'm not going to be middle of the road on this one. I used to be.
Oh, I'm not middle of the road. I know what should happen and I know what will happen.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm actually taking a little bit of sadistic pleasure in the fact that Xbox consoles are dead. And I'm not even going to front about it. It makes me a little happy because I've been screaming it. The guys who I have
Yeah.
basically built this channel off of have been screaming it for longer than me, and nobody fucking listened. Nobody listened. And now, starting with last year, a slow trickle effect has happened. Folks started opening their eyes and seeing what was going on, and certain people left. Certain big names in the community stepped away from Xbox. They left, gone completely, supporting PlayStation now or going to PC. Like, they are gone. And the last few remaining are just the people. They're the 100, or they're the 1 million to 5 million people that they're going to be able to sell their fucking handheld to.
But
And
how many of them
that's
are
it.
lying and they're saying that they're Xbox gamers and
Yeah,
they're actually playing
that's-
everything on PC?
Like I'll give
That's
you a
true,
good
too.
example. Thrifty, I'll give you a good example. Like
Sarah.
Xbox friends I've had since the 360, they gave up and sold all of their Xbox stuff and bought PlayStations. Like they were done. Like
Yeah.
these were real die-hard Xbox guys. You know, Halo days, Call of Duty, you know, Modern Warfare 2 days, all that shit. You know, we're playing that stuff. And
Hero Nokia is a great parallel as well, because that was 7 billion like Bethesda.
Yeah, Hero
Yeah.
just hit on that in the chat. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
that's what I said. It's a good one to pick.
yeah, this stuff has real implications to people. Like, it's not even just about influencers or YouTubers or people who get the inside knowledge. No, this is actually affecting real
Mhm.
people, real consumers. You know, it just is. because Xbox doesn't have the content that PlayStation and Nintendo provide. They just don't. Xbox
I
doesn't
think
have
that's
it.
also
No,
the
go
misunderstanding there. Because people do that all the time. Because they're like, well, just sell your games in more places. That's not the answer. That's the
ahead,
problem.
No,
That's not where the money is. The money isn't in selling your games everywhere. If selling games was the best way to make money, Nintendo would make more money than anyone, but they don't.
Yep.
It's selling games on your platform, being the storefront, that makes you the money.
Which PlayStation
Xbox's
does that in
issues come
spades.
down to... Pardon?
I said, and PlayStation does that in spades.
Yeah, 70% of PlayStation's money is being just a storefront where people sell their games. Their last, their yearly financials, they talk about how many publishers they have on their storefront. Because that's a big deal to them.
Yeah.
It's like selling more games is not the answer.
No, it's not.
Where people buy games.
And that's why the Trojan horse argument that Game Rant made is so
it's flawed.
freaking
It
baffling.
is extremely
to me.
flawed.
It was nuts. Like that whole thing was absolutely crazy. And like I said, I don't like to do news videos because they're not timeless. I like doing timeless videos. So when people come and they want to see something, it can be over a game or a piece of hardware or something like that. Like I like timeless videos. But if there's something just completely asinine, like somebody trying to convince me that Xbox putting their games everywhere is good for not only Xbox publishing but also good for the Xbox console, I'm going to call you a dumbass and I'm going to do it on a public platform because you're an idiot. Like that's not. it's absolutely.
Hero also brings up a great point that Steam is an excellent example of how selling games is more profitable than making them.
Oh,
and it is.
Dude. Oh!
Apple and Google are also great. They're the two biggest earners in gaming, and they don't make games.
Mm-hmm.
So we could actually talk about this too. There is P-Rock posted this the other day on X. There is a rumor that Valve is looking to come into the space again for consoles, which
That's going to be interesting.
Very wild. And what I pointed out in response, in like a reply to him, was if in mid 2001, Sega announced that they were out of the console market. Period.
And Microsoft came in.
And then Microsoft came in
year.
in November of 2020 or 2001.
Yeah.
And like, so you do have, it's not, and so when people say there's no competition, and I was one of them, when people are like, well, this is just going to kill competition, this isn't good, blah, 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 then I started doing a little bit of research, and funny enough, when one leaves, another one comes in. And so, generally speaking, the market bears out the winners. So, like, kudos to Xbox. They passed, what was it, Luna? They passed the first Valve box. Didn't Valve have a
Yeah, they've had a Steam machine.
They had a Steam machine, which really didn't do well.
Right. Like, but Xbox outlasted those other startups, those other things. Hell, they beat out KFC. So like, there's some things that
Did that ever happen?
Or
was that just a joke?
I think it
I
was
don't
a
think
joke.
it actually made it.
I don't think
It was a
they
joke,
did
but they talked like they were going to do it. I wonder if it actually came out.
That was
That's
back
like-
when KFC was rebranding as the cool hip place. And
Oh
so-
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
They had a dating
remember.
simulator to date the
Yes, they
Colonel.
did. They did. They did. You could date the Colonel. I'm like, what is this shit?
You could date the Colonel. That's great. Oh, I didn't know about that.
No, yeah. Yeah.
But like, that's what I'm saying. So there will always be competition. So PlayStation, and also the bad thing is for PlayStation, not for us. It's a good thing for us. Is PlayStation has us trained. Okay. I'm going to call it what it is. They have their gamers trained. We can spot bullshit from a mile away. So like, if you start, it's because our money's attached to everything we do with gaming. Like, literally, I view my gaming in terms of dollars spent versus hours of enjoyment. Like, when I used to do my video game reviews, I would actually put that in as a statistic. Like, I paid $5 for this game and I got 27 hours out of it. Like, and I would break that down to show how much money per hour that was. And it's something that I did on early, because that's how I view it, because my time is money. My time is important. and I don't get a lot of free time. So I have to determine what's worth it. And PlayStation knows this because they're the reason I think that way. Is this going to be a 60-hour or a 25-hour or a 40-hour experience that I'm going to be talking about and going back to? Hell, I put back in Spider-Man 2 and started playing that dude again the other day just because I was bored with gaming. And I was like, I just want to go play something fun. I just want to go swing around the city and beat the shit out of some people. Like, this is going to be great. And like I did that for like an hour. It was fantastic. I loved it. But like the bar is so dang high that I don't think PlayStation can just sit back and rest on its laurels and give us whatever or not give us the games and delay them and delay them and delay them because we just won't put up with it. Like, we just. What do y'all think? Do y'all think I'm off on that? Do you think that there's more Sony fans out there that would, and I'm a outlier, or what?
No,
No,
I
I
don't
think you're
think.
right.
I think you're right, Thrifty. I think there's a how do I say this? I would like to assume that a lot of PlayStation gamers have a no bullshit kind of acceptance. Like when we notice something is wrong, we'll say, "Hey, this is wrong. Fix it." And the problem is that you had one platform and one fan base that didn't do that for years, and this is what the result of it was. And this is why I get on PlayStation's case a lot with some of the decisions that they make, because I don't want them ending up like Xbox. That's
I don't think that'll happen.
Well, no. That's I'm not. I'm just as a hypothesis. That just as a thing. That's why I'll not I will say anything, but like why I see some people say this or say that, and I think some people exacerbate things a lot. But I do agree that
As long as they do that in private and not in public, we'll be fine.
Yes. But I think I think that having a standard for your brand and for the platform that you support, you like, is a good thing, because then you get the Xbox situation where you just toe the line, you go along with whatever the hell Xbox does or whatever the hell PlayStation does or Nintendo. Like, if you don't tell them or show them with your wallet that, hey, we don't like this, we don't support this, we're not going to do this, it sends a clear message to them, okay, we're not going to do this at all. And PlayStation gamers, I think Nintendo gamers, and even PC gamers to a degree do that a lot. It's just that I don't want to sound like I'm shitting on the Xbox guys, but they towed the line for too long, and they didn't speak up when they needed to. And when now they want to finally have a problem with this stuff, it's like, you guys missed the boat like 3 weeks ago. Like that cruise line left 3 weeks ago, and you missed the boat. Like, there's no turning the ship around.
I think there are battles you need to have, and I think there are some you just have to let go.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, I think the problem I have with a lot of PlayStation people is that they want to fight over every fucking thing, and you don't need to.
No.
Like, the Last of Us gets a jacket on PC if you sign in with your PSN. Who cares?
But I want my jacket.
Well, maybe they'll give it to you later.
It's a
Like,
jacket.
you can express that you would like the jacket. You don't have to make it a fucking week-long argument.
This is just fucking true. That's true. Cosmic Hero 250, thanks, man. Member for 5 months. Let's go, people. Hit that like, share it out, and hit all of the things he wrote down under. Also, member for 8 months. The console war was never meant to be serious. It was just marketing, but Xbox took it too seriously and killed their console.
God.
Dude,
did you see the people like breaking their Xbox consoles online? I'm like, look, I get the thing's a literal trash bin, but don't destroy it.
Don't do that.
Sell it, for crying out loud. Don't destroy a perfectly good piece of hardware. Like,
yeah, don't. I
don't
agree.
do that. Like, I think there was that King Thrash video that he recently made, where at the very end it was some guy just taking a hammer to the Xbox. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? As a tech guy, I'm like, I'm literally screaming on the inside.
As a cheap
Do
bastard,
not,
I'm screaming on the inside.
Don't
People
do
it for clout because they think they're going to get enough views to be able to buy another one or some dumb shit like that. Like, it's all
you
about
know what,
chasing
Josh? You're
clout.
right. You're right, Josh.
And
but
the more you give them the time, the more they get out of it.
As somebody who gets paid off of like people's generosity and how many people show up usually equates to how much the stream is going to do that week. Like,
Sure.
yeah, no, you're not going to make enough money to go buy a Series X. I promise.
Yeah, but they think that like if they get it shared and viral, that they'll
sure.
get something out of it.
It's their. This is the my 15 seconds of fame moment.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Which is a weird thing to want to do.
So I follow certain content creators on TikTok, and I've been following one of them since he was super small and part of the bourbon TikTok community. His name is Justin Nunley. He does tons of TikTok videos. And early on, he had crossed over like 1 million followers or something. And he was like, guys, y'all think I make a killing. Guys, he's like...
Oh, no, they make peanuts.
He's like, I'm in the military. That's my full-time job. I do this on the side. It doesn't pay the bills. It doesn't pay for anything. And he was like, one of the people they showed, and it was like, they had like 5 million or 2 million followers or whatnot, and they made like $300 in a month. And I'm like,
sure, but
what?
Then with those followers, they can go to companies and be like, see, look how much people I can advertise to. It's that sort of dumb shit they do.
That's true.
And they get like sponsors to do their thing. So it's like, yeah, I made this TikTok video for a pair of shoes, and they're giving me however much money because 5 million people are going to see it. That's what they do with those numbers.
Hey, listen, I'm not even going to lie. I straight up tried to... there was a game coming out recently, and I can't remember what game it was now, but I tried to get a code for it. And they said my
Dynasty
channel...
Warriors.
Oh, yes, that's what it was.
Because they were advertising on Twitter, like, to fill out the forms to get them.
Yeah, they were advertising like crazy.
And so I tried, and because the channel is too small, it's not above 1,000 yet, they said no. But crazy enough, even just at 1,000 subs, if I would have had that, you can get free games. Like, it's absolutely bananas. Now, I've talked to other people who do that, and they're like, yeah, you got to be careful because, like, a lot of times they seriously put in there, like, you can't say certain things. You're not allowed to show certain, like, parts. If it's bad, you have to
it's all the NDA stuff,
Yeah. But, no, I don't know. I don't think that... We were talking about the console. Let's back into that. I don't think that... I don't think that the console war was ever meant to be anything more than what I try to make it here. We puff out our chest.
It's fun.
We talk about it. We have some fun with it. But at the same time, there is a level that it's gotten to now that if you're still clinging to that black rectangle, thinking it's so great and thinking that the company still gives an absolute rat's ass about you, I want you to get your head examined. Actually, I want you to put the controller down for a week and just back away, cut the addiction cold turkey, back away, take you a break.
That's it. Xbox took advantage of that mentality, and that's the problem. Is like Phil would get all in on the people who did that, whereas Sony pulled away, and they were like, "We don't talk to anyone ever," and they've been that way for a long time. Like people think it's only now. Like Shu was sort of the exception. Like when we had the whole thing about bloody Wukong, and like Sony gave a non-statement. Like, they gave their normal statement that they've given for 20-odd years of we don't comment on rumor or speculation. That's Sony's comment for everything. And people are like, they didn't say no. It's like, they didn't say yes either.
Their PR manager has such an easy job. Just copy and paste the same fucking response.
Yeah. They don't comment on stuff, and that's fine. That's what businesses should do. They're a business. They're not friendly. Like, they don't confirm nor deny anything. Like, Microsoft took advantage of people and then now these people are turning on them because they've seen what they say and what they do are two different things.
Yep. Yeah, it's really bad, and the amount of lying that's happened. Like, so Doc Dark, whether I think it's for clout or I don't, that's neither here nor there.
He's a character. That's
But
all he is.
he
That's
did
fine.
say
If that's what you
something.
want to be a character.
His video recently of all Phil Spencer does is lie was like,
Is that the one where he put on the PlayStation shirt?
I believe so. Yes, like,
The one that he was hiding for years.
but like, this is, I mean, that's true. Like, people are starting to realize, hey, this is a lie. You are being taken
I think Doc
advantage
Dark
of.
always knew. As Waro said and I said, he's a character.
Well, sure.
That's not his real personality.
I'm just
It's
talking.
all acted out.
Yes, and I fully believe that. I honestly think that's why the rest of the PlayStation guys, is outside of respect for Proc, don't bring the guy up more in a negative light than what they do, because everybody knows, hey, listen, you're fighting an algorithm right now. We get it. Like, that's totally fine. And I have nothing against his content either. I actually think I'm subscribed to his channel. But like, it was just the way he had delivered that, and like, it was very powerful to see somebody who's been Xbox PC the whole time put on that shirt. And it actually, as I watched the clip originally, I was like, that just looks weird on him. It looks weird seeing the original PlayStation logo on Doc Dark on a T-shirt. That was not on my 2025 bingo card, and I was like, I don't. And then it grew on me the more I saw it. But like, he's right. Phil Spencer has done nothing at all but lie up one way and down the other. But when he says it, people listen. When Jez screams it from the freaking rooftops, when we have a 3-hour conversation week in and week out on Salty's show, and nobody says anything except, "Oh, y'all are
When
coping."
does Phil lie? That's what you got to ask yourself. Does Phil lie when he talks to financial people, or does Phil lie when he goes on Destin's show?
Oh, it's
Destin's show, definitely.
Exactly.
I think he lies to both.
It's all about where he is and the audience he's talking to.
Oh yeah,
If,
That's what I'm saying. I
if
think he
he's going
lies
to be
to
talking
both.
to investors, he damn sure will not lie. Because he can't. Because he'd get in trouble. Yeah. But
Cosmic,
if
I
he's
just
talking
saw.
to Destin, no one's going to watch that except people who really want to see what he thinks about fucking nothing. Because he has no genuinely good opinion.
I just saw what Cosmic put in the chat. Project Touch Grass. That's fucking great.
I was responding to RPG88.
Oh, Project Touch Grass. Yes, you were. That is perfect. Steven Leon. Okay, bro, I'm out. Need some sleep. Not, dude, get some sleep, man. I will definitely be hitting you up for some PoE2 on Monday. That seems to be the night that I can always get some good gaming in. So,
So yeah, like I agree that Phil does lie, but I think where he lies is far more interesting. And to like, yeah, of course he's lying because the people there aren't going to fact check him.
I actually
Like-
think that he's been lying to upper management as well.
I think he has too. Either him or it's Tom's. What is his name? The CFO of Xbox. One of them lied.
Tim
to,
Stewart?
Yeah, that's the one. One of them lied to Sacha. I don't know who, because they said that ABK would be profitable from day one. It's not been profitable at all. So someone lied, and then therefore Sacha has probably lied to the executives as well. Like the shareholders, sorry.
Someone's losing their job, essentially.
Yeah. And that's why I think they talk up nonsense like 140 million streamed hours, which is 47,000 people on average a day. I did the math. Like I'm telling you, that's what that answer is. It's 47,000 people a day.
See, and that's
which is fuck all.
That's the crazy part. There's two types of people in the gaming community, in the internet gaming community. There's the people who see data and go, okay, hang on, what does that actually mean? Like, there's been times where y'all have been talking about shit in the Discord, and I'm like, hey, explain this shit to me like I'm 5, because I still don't understand what the hell y'all are talking about. Like, because before I comment on something, I want to know Why is this a big deal? Why are we thinking that? My dad used to say, Philip, if you ask me why one more time, because I've always asked why. Like, always. It's something
I'm always happy to answer questions about when I say stuff. I'm happy to give people more information, and that's fine.
Bill Dante, they are
Falky's also great for that as well. Falky also, if you ask him questions, he'll usually give you an answer.
Yeah, and
that's what I really like about him.
Speaking of that, Falky will be on the show at the end of the month and the week before that. So we have him
You can go over Sony's financials with him.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I didn't even realize that.
Next Friday.
Those were the 2 dates that he picked. So Bell Dante said somebody is cooking the books at Xbox. Bro, they're not cooking them. They're smoking them.
They're burning the literal books of checks.
Phil is sitting there going, throw it in the fire.
I think they can't anymore, and that's I think they lied just saying what would happen, and that didn't pan out. I don't think they're cooking the books. I think they were like, this is what's going to happen, and that didn't eventuate.
I think Phil's, I wouldn't say lying spree, but I think Phil's kind of falsifying the truth kind of started when, Satya threatened to shut down the Xbox brand.
Exactly.
He threatened to shut down the brand twice.
Yeah.
Once all the way back in, I think it was 2015 or 2014.
Yeah, when he came in 2015.
When he came in 2015, and then in 2021, a literal year into their new console brand, he was going to get rid of it.
Hold on. That Satya thing in 2021 is incredibly important on when people are taking their data from. If it happened after March, then that is incredibly telling about what his opinion on Xbox is. After March is when the Bethesda deal went through. So if he said that before they spent $7 billion, that's totally different to after spending $7 billion and saying that. And people miss the nuance in that.
Mm-hmm.
And that if he said it in June and he's like, we can't do this, it doesn't work, that means he spent $7 billion and was still like, fuck this thing.
He said, let's spend $7 million, and then said after that, fuck, okay, now we gotta.
So then that's why keep buying.
That's why when people are like, he wouldn't have said that, he wouldn't have thought that because they spent they spent money. I'm like, that's why the time of when they're taking their data from is so important.
So let me ask you that then.
Or ABK or after.
Thrifty, the reason
before or after.
Yeah. Thrifty, the reason for that is because he was sold a bucket of lies.
Oh, that's right. Because Phil Spencer would have lied to him and said, "Hey, listen, if we just go get ABK, then we get Call of Duty, we get all of this, we can make it exclusive." Because I fully believe that was always the goal. They thought they'd be able to. They thought Game Pass was going to grow. They thought the announcement, the winning of the case.
Yeah.
There was so much crap that Phil, and that's how you know Phil lied. That's how you know that Phil lied to them in the home.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if Phil lied or the CFO lied. Someone lied. We know that much.
I think Phil lied to the CFO.
Sony. Sony. Someone told Satya that, hey, if we spend this amount of money, we are going to get this amount of return. Tim Stewart was also the same guy that said, oh, we can offset the 10 million sales that Starfield was going to get if it was the launch on PlayStation 5. Yeah, we can do that. Oh, Phil said that. Phil said that they could do that.
Tim Stewart was the one who said, it's all exclusive, ? In an email. And they're like, yeah, when they were talking about Bethesda. He didn't want it to all be exclusive. He was flawed that they were taking everything from Bethesda exclusive because it wouldn't make money.
Yeah, Bill Dante said, I'm still
Tim
waiting
Sweeney
on my...
Yeah. Epic. So...
Yeah, I was like, Tim Sweeney, that sounds familiar, but not in this context.
That's Epic. That's the Epic guy.
He's the Epic guy who's semi-insane.
So, semi-insane, yeah.
He's a little bit of a whack job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm starting to realize that some of the best developers are. They're just nuts. They're absolutely nuts.
I think he's insane. I don't know if it's a good insane.
No, I don't think it's a good insane. No.
Candy Crush is not crushing it anymore for me.
Well, Candy Crush, they couldn't have foresaw that. That's the problem. Candy Crush got hit by regulation changes in China and Europe. So they couldn't have foresaw that coming.
it still
That
makes
was
a
loot
shit
boxes.
ton of money,
Was that
doesn't it?
loot boxes, right?
Well, yeah, like they had to like they can't advertise to children, and they have
Oh
to
yeah,
change the
that's
rate of the
right.
game, all that sort of stuff. Like a lot of shit happened around Europe and China that they couldn't have foresaw with that. So that's a little different.
I mean, is it though? Like that's.
I said a little different.
I was like, you know
I
what
didn't
you're
say
getting.
very different. But to be fair, like according to Phil, there was all for the mobile stuff. So that's a huge deal. Is that something happened that they didn't foresee? But like that doesn't make up for the fact
and
that
Diablo
like,
Immortal still keeps
not
its
fault.
whales, but it's not doing what it used to. Regular Diablo, Diablo 4 isn't doing what it used to. No matter how many times Phil comes out and talks about how much
Overwatch now has proper competition. It's not doing what it used to.
Oh.
Like a lot of stuff has sort of like backfired and like simmered down.
Call of Duty
And did you-
experienced its best player count and then its biggest drop ever. Like that was.
Well, that's the whole thing with their 2% growth. That doesn't make sense. They 30% increase in Game Pass subscribers on PC. So does PC Game Pass not have many people?
Probably not.
Or did they use the free week they got with their PC parts? Like I don't know.
Bro, you can get a free thing of Game Pass off of a toy RC car from Forza Motorsport.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, did they use a free thing? That's why it grew, and that's why their money didn't grow. They had a 30% increase. So either Game Pass PC is nothing, meaning console is everything. So
But
they can't kill the
funny
console without
enough,
killing Game Pass.
I used to drink Rockstar energy drinks, and before
Oh, they would have Game Pass.
Yeah. So before they changed it to where you couldn't buy Game Pass with Microsoft points, you could literally earn points on each can because they were doing a Starfield promo, and you could earn points on each can that you typed in the code, and you could earn enough points to be able to purchase Game Pass just because you eat trolley bright crawlers and drank
Mountain
Rockstars.
Dew.
Yeah.
Mountain Dew, Doritos. You got a Pizza Hut order. What else can I think of?
So
Pop-Tarts.
Pop-Tarts, yeah.
It was
Chips
free.
Ahoy.
It was the Series S was free with a phone plan at Verizon and T-Mobile at 2 separate times.
Do you know the funniest thing about that is they have that Xbox All Access thing. The company that ran that here was Telstra, and then the second that 2 years was up, they stopped running it, and now they do it with PlayStations here with the exact same thing.
Wait, they're doing
wild.
it with PlayStations there now?
Yeah,
they probably have.
Yeah,
better
they have like an
success rate.
all access program thing. Yeah, and you
They
can
probably
buy
have
it
a
like
better-
you can get it with your phone plan.
They probably have a better success rate.
Can you finance it just like a phone?
I don't know exactly, but yeah, like I think you can. I haven't looked into it because I have a
wicked.
PS5. I haven't needed to, but
No,
I think
but
you
that's
can do
still
like
wicked.
I think you can even do a PSVR as well.
Oh,
Like it's wild.
That's
And it's
nuts.
the same company that were running it with the Xbox All Access thing.
That does kind of make sense though, because here's the deal: you can take you can take an $1,100 phone, okay?
Yeah.
And they'll finance it out for 2 years or whatever. So adding a PlayStation 5 to that, it's not unreasonable. It's not unheard of, but like.
Well, I do that. With them, I don't finance a phone or anything through them. I do a streaming service. Like I get a free streaming service through them because I have internet through them or whatever. And they pay for my one of my streaming services every month.
Oh, that's cool.
Like it's
T-Mobile
free
did
for
that
me.
with us when we were with T-Mobile. They gave us Netflix for free.
Yeah, we've got Binge, which is like a weird thing to explain. I'm not going to get into it. It's an Australian only thing.
No, that's fine. If I ever get sponsored by a VPN, I might actually be able to watch some stuff that y'all watch in Australia.
You can probably do that now.
Nah.
Hint, hint.
Yeah,
Hint,
no,
hint,
hint.
The Halzos. I don't know if you guys have it on your Netflix. Do you have like all the Ghibli films? Because we do.
The
on
Woody
Netflix.
films?
Ghibli. Like Studio Ghibli. They're like
Howl's Moving Castle. Princess Mononoke.
Howl's Moving Castle, all that stuff.
We've got all that. Yeah, My Name is Totoro. Yeah, we got all that on Netflix.
Interesting.
Thrifty, have you never seen any of those films?
Oh my god, you have to go watch them. That's
Dude,
tonight.
they're really
You're
good.
Yeah,
They're
it's
so good.
What's
They're
it called?
So good, man. Studio Ghibli.
Yeah. They still do like
GIDL.
yeah, they still do like traditional like animation,
Oh,
like how like
okay.
They draw everything. They hand
Yeah,
draw
they have-
everything.
they have
they did Spirited
one
Away.
movie I think that's not.
Yes,
yeah,
they did
that's
Spirited
that's their
Away.
biggest one. Yes, in the
Okay.
West, that's their biggest is Spirited Away.
Yeah. So Spirited Away was in my 11th grade English paper.
Yeah,
Because I
that
wrote a
movie is
paper
so good.
on the Japanese anime and its influence in America.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that was the
that'd be the
year
best
that
one
it
to do
won.
that with.
Because in 2001 it actually won the Sundance Festival
Yeah.
awards, and that was also
Funny.
a few years after Square Enix had built their new headquarters in the U.S. Not the California one, but the East Coast one. And so that was right after they had built that, and so a lot of the interviews in the back of the Final Fantasy X strategy guide were talking about
Yeah.
how it was really cool to have people working on this globally from all of. Anyways,
Did
great
you also know
paper.
that Square Enix had a studio in Hawaii?
I did not
Yes.
know that.
Yes,
They're
I
the
knew
people
that.
who did Spirits Within, like the movie.
Oh, yeah, that closed down after.
They help.
They got shut
Square
down
does a
pretty quick.
lot.
Yeah.
Square did a lot more than just games. They did a
Yeah.
whole bunch.
That Spirit Within was so disappointing for me as a Final Fantasy fan because
I don't know why it would be.
was-
It's fine.
because I went into it expecting Squall,
That's your
Renoa.
problem.
Right. Listen, I went in
Yeah.
expecting a Final Fantasy game turned into a movie because I didn't research it at the time and I wasn't on the internet at the time, and I saw a Final Fantasy movie and I was like, oh hell yeah, let's watch it. And I was like, oh, this
The
is
one I really want to
Ugh.
find, there's this Final Fantasy show, like a Chocobo show. I've seen DVDs of it. I've never been able to find them. I saw,
Oh, that's
but there's a
right.
show that I want
you're shitting
because I've
me,
never
right?
seen it.
They did
Yeah.
an anime for 15. They did an anime
Yeah,
for Final Fantasy.
no, I've seen
15.
that. Yeah, but there's like a really old like anime show that's like Chocobo something or other. I've never been able to find another copy of it. I've seen it once at a store.
Those damn little birds are so popular in Japan. It's not even funny.
Yeah,
Weird. So,
It's
all right.
just a bird that goes wark.
Which, funny enough, Monster Hunter Wilds has a really good take on chocobos.
hell yeah, they do.
Listen,
They look exactly. It's like Monster Hunter's version of a chocobo.
listen,
It looks good.
nobody can tell me otherwise either. I saw that shit in the trailer and I was like, oh, that's a chocobo. Like, I don't know.
Capcom went over to Square Enix and says, "We're gonna take these for just a little bit."
Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and borrow these. Thanks, guys. Like that's all they did. They made it legally distinct. It's a legally distinct bird.
They gave them an IOU.
That's right. They said, "Hey guys, here you go." We'll just because I straight up saw it, and even the way they move and run, I was like, "That's a fucking chocobo." Like, what do you
Keep an eye out for bear bats, and
Dude.
they might be in trouble.
Thrifty, what if they play a chocobo-esque theme as you're riding them through the overworld?
I would probably
Monster
wet
Hunter.
myself to the same level that it's more of a diss than an homage. But in Path of Exile 2, in the first area that you're in, the theme song for that area when you're back in town is straight up a rendition of the Diablo 1 theme song from Tristram. Nobody can convince me otherwise. If you put them side by side, you have the
Makes sense.
same exact sounds.
Mhm.
And what's really funny is some of the Path of Exile 2 devs worked on the original Diablo game. So like, they worked on Diablo 1 and Diablo 2. So
Oh, I wonder why the game was better than Diablo 4.
anyways, one is a troll, one's an homage. Totally different, but funny nonetheless when games do that to each other. Like, extremely funny when people break the fourth wall like that, and you're only going to catch it if you're a fan of both,
Of
right?
said franchise, yeah.
Right, or if you follow both. But anyways, guys, it has been a wonderful night. It is now 11:20 my time. And so we are going to call it a night. But
Damn.
before we get out of here, I do want to thank y'all so much. Y'all rocked out tonight. We had some gifteds, we had some member shout outs, we had some super chats. Y'all got to see my measly setup in the Discord.
Your
We got a
Amazon
new
account.
person in the Discord. Yeah, you got to see the Amazon account. There you go. Like, You can see that my name. Oh, I slipped up and called myself Philip, which is fine because
I
that's
know.
the name on my Amazon
I
account.
know.
I didn't comment on it.
Once again, there are videos where when I talk about myself in like the third person like that, I use my real name because that's the freaking name I've used for 38 years. So like, shit happens. I always tell folks I'm the real Phil because I am. Uh, but guys, y'all came on, y'all freaking crushed it as always. Thank y'all so much for being here. Cosmic Hero 270. I have your X in the description below. Please tell me I can put your YouTube in here as well afterwards. You have videos
Yes.
now, right?
No, I started a new job, so I haven't had time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna
so,
try to get you some subscribers at least. I'll throw it in there.
Yay! Subscribers for a channel that I haven't posted anything to yet.
Hey, I don't know what's worse. I was posting stuff to this channel with no subscribers, and like there was
I
there was
mean, you're more than welcome to. I very much appreciate it, but I haven't made anything yet. So
okay, all right. Uh, so your ex is there. Uh, man, appreciate you coming on, man. Get on YouTube. Do so, hell, start a space somewhere. Just start yelling. Just go on one of your rants and post that. Like, just put like a moving background on the behind it. Like, loop a trailer. Who cares? Like, just
you want
Yell
me
into the void.
to just make? I'll just start yelling out in the middle of the woods. Just start screaming.
hey, as long as you record it, my guy, that's content.
Watch this random guy just scream into the woods for 5 minutes.
You do
And
realize
probably.
that there's a section of YouTube that is just that, right?
Yeah.
Probably.
Most of those people who do that, not very good things happen.
Hang on. Random guy in the woods pulls. Oh shit! There's actually videos called "Random Guy in Woods." Like, you could make that.
I told you. I told you.
You could straight up make that shit work, dude.
No, my first idea was probably get a stream like one of these podcast streams going, and then I'd have like maybe like streams for like Gran Turismo nights where you guys watch me race around a fucking racetrack for like I don't know an hour or something, and like ask questions or something. So
Yeah, man,
that was
just
my idea.
Don't.
That was my
overthink
idea.
it. Just rip it off.
I'm rip off the Band-Aid.
Just rip off the Band-Aid, dude.
Just like the Microsoft refuses to do.
No. He did. There's
No.
no doubt in my
Thirsty,
mind.
no. Thirsty, no.
No, he did.
No, I was making fun of Phil, saying no.
You saw Destin cry, right?
I saw his soul leave his body.
You saw the tears in his eye. Like, people can say
He started
lighting all they
tearing up.
want.
You can pinpoint the second where his heart rips in half.
Yes! 'Cause there was no delay. There was nothing. It's like, my kid comes to me sometimes and will ask me a question, and I'll be real quick and be like, no. And like, we both smile. He knows I'm joking. It's not a thing. When Phil did it the other day, I literally saw this man like go, wait, that's not what I thought, because he felt so sure of himself. Guys, I got it on lockdown. Y'all need to watch this shit. I have an exclusive right now interview moment with Phil Gluteus Maximus Spartacus Spencer, and oh my goodness, you can't wait to hear this. Listen, Phil, can you tell me that Starfield is not gonna come? No. I don't have any red line around any. I'm not going to put a fence around any of our properties. I can't. Like, why would I? We want people to be able to play our games, and then he goes into the whole marketing speech. But like, holy crap. His soul left his body. He froze there. I don't even know if he breathed for the entire like minute and a half response.
Dude, imagine if Ryan McCaffrey was the one that got told that. Oh my god.
Ew, Lord help. All right,
I think
Josh,
Ryan would have follow-up questions.
I hope. I don't know. I feel like
I like Ryan. I know people don't like Ryan. I like Ryan.
His interviews, the jokes in his interviews feel fake. That's
I'm sure they are. I'm just saying,
interviews.
like, Ryan does like proper long-form interviews. Like, he's done them for IGN. Like,
I will.
like I like
give
interview
credit
style.
due. Yeah, give credit due where it is deserving.
Yeah, it's
I like Ryan. That's just me. I know
I'm
people.
just
That's not a
jaded
common
when
thing to say.
I'm just jaded. Unless I can get P Rock, Jez, Mooch, any of us to interview Phil, I just don't trust the questions.
Oh no, you shouldn't
like,
trust questions.
Oh, no,
He
no,
knows
no,
them
no.
all going in. Like they have to submit questions.
I know.
He's not going to let them answer
Honest-
anything that he doesn't know.
Honestly, if any of you guys interviewed Phil, I feel like Phil would get out of his chair and just leave.
Yes, he would.
Because he can't lie to people who know that he lies.
No, it's because people like us would have follow-up questions to his answers.
And he wouldn't have an answer to it. And
Exactly.
he wouldn't have an answer.
I would be doing what I do when I interview anybody. If I write down a question for an interview, as you're responding, I'm highlighting and writing certain things and
Yeah.
certain words that you say, so I can go, okay, hey, you said this. Can you kind of elaborate on that for me? Like, please?
Exactly.
Because and that's generally what we do here. Like when we break down these interviews, when we look at them, when we talk about body language, it sounds like I'm nitpicking and it sounds like I'm coping, but dear God, you can tell so much from people's like Cosmic. You said you could tell when his soul left his body. Like
if I was Destin and I got that from Phil, I would have said, "Well, what does that do to the brand?"
And Phil would have been like,
exactly. Hum and ha his way around it.
He asked, so what's the point of buying an Xbox? Destin did ask that. It was 2/3 of the way through the interview.
To be fair, yes, he did ask that question, and then.
But it was a bullshit answer that he got.
Oh hell yeah, that was such bullshit.
I mean, we want it to be. It was options. We want it to be everywhere. We want people to choose our platform if they want, but if they don't, we still want them to be able to access the great games that these studios are making. And like it was.
Then why would you make hardware?
Right. Like that's the problem.
Like, isn't hardware seen then as a waste of your money?
It is.
If you're not advertising to people, you're not pushing people towards that ecosystem. And if the hardware is not making any money, then why keep it around?
Yeah.
Well,
I was gonna go ahead, Thrifty.
Oh, sorry, Josh. We have to get out of here. Where can folks
No,
find
I
you, man?
Nowhere. You can find me in the Discord.
Find me in the Discord. Okay. Since he's being like that, his X is in the description below as well. It was there before the show started.
You don't have to follow me. I don't expect it. I don't want it. I'm not going to write anything.
Okay.
Josh said just
I scream into the void. I scream into the void sometimes. I even write that I'm screaming into the void in my things. And people comment on it sometimes. People like it sometimes. Go for it.
Sometimes.
But yeah, guys.
Yeah, like I can.
The next 4 shows, or the next 3 shows rather, are going to be packed. We have Frogs next week. Also, more than likely, Josh is off next week, so that means he'll be back here next week.
I am.
Nice.
My contract continues.
Your contract continues. Then we have
diplomacy works.
And Falky.
How much is he paying you?
The week after
Nothing.
next? Shit. The week after next. And then after that, we have Falky and Henry Heck coming on. So we have a packed lineup for February of 2025. The games match the panel members. Like, we have some heavy hitters coming on. So super appreciative. Stay tuned. Like, subscribe, comment if you are watching this video afterwards. Please comment. It helps a ton. Just go over there, say hi, bye, kiss my ass, say something. And super appreciative. Thank y'all so much. And y'all have a great night and stay thrifty.